Hi, Chiboya is like immediately in the chat. Hello, Chiboya. Alright, we're gonna keep playing. Not for broadcast. Uh, now, sometimes I think like, oh, I don't know if I want to try to get as many. Yeah, I don't know if I want to play this all the way through. This is gonna be a lot of episodes. Then I remember I barely got through. I didn't even finish Kingdom Come, and it was like 30 something episodes before I decided to quit recording it and just stream it live, and then eventually I just stopped streaming it. Oh, my neck. I like this. Alan James is on your torso. I want that shirt. That's a very good shirt. The lockdown. So we still get the lockdown, but the snuggle words didn't happen. So what's gonna happen?
Alex, oh thank God you're alive. It's Jenny, the floor manager. Are you okay?
Oh,
Alex, you need to get it together. Look at the broadcast screen. Just look at it. That's all we've been putting out since you
by
went
the
down.
way,
Now
whatever
it needs
happened?
now.
Well, we know that
Let
Jenny
Alex
was
out the
like
window. See?
a
They're all
figment
over it, little
or
bastards.
something.
You're going to need a full charge
Hold
to
on, I
pick
need to
that
switch the
many off.
controller real quick.
Hold down the big button until it's fully charged. Then release it to zap the little fuckers.
Hey, don't
Excellent, Alex.
swear.
We're broadcasting again. They must have built up while you're napping. Usually it only takes a tap on the button to clear one. Look, there's a lone one climbing now. Zap it off before it starts to mess up the signal again. Quickly,
Whoops.
Alex, fry it!
Yeah,
Brilliant.
Alex.
That seems to be the last of them. For now. Right. We're about a minute out. Get the adverts loaded up.
Right.
I've got to deal with my pet idiot. And Alex, keep your ears open. You'll hear them climbing up the tower. Don't let them build up.
This has
Uh.
no credibility, Jenny. No professionalism. It's not a mess.
Alright, no, we'll
Everything is
go
like
with
shit.
that.
It's ramshackle and characterful, and I expect you to know the difference.
Actually, no. We want
Of
to be a
course,
goody two
Megan's face
shoes,
looked lovely,
so we
but
need
I
to
can't
make
see it,
sure
can I?
that we're
Thanks,
not
Jenny.
messing
How's
that
watching with
up.
the boyfriend going?
Decided to take his chances on the wild streets, eh? Rather than endure another romantic comedy.
Jeremy, Jenny says your hair looks stupid.
Yes, I can hear her.
She says she's not talking to you.
Yes, I know, I can hear her.
Shall I count us in?
Make it so.
Okay. Break a leg, everyone.
Oh god, I love Jeremy. I'm glad we're back.
5, 4, 3,
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
and I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Snugglefuck? It's been almost 5 weeks since all the Mrs. Snugglehug's toys woke up simultaneously in factories worldwide and began searching for their husbands. The Mr. Snugglehugs we have so short-sightedly destroyed. And now, as this photograph suggests, they may be changing tactics.
Built to surprisingly traditional gender stereotypes, the Mrs. Snugglehugs have been arming themselves with a variety
I gotta
of
get back
household
into,
implements.
I gotta
All
get back
this
into
to
the
make
groove
sure that
here.
Cat Flap is taped up and tight.
This frightening new development means that even those previously thought to be relatively safe, like the young and fit, must take care to watch their backs and keep their ears open for the soft steps of sinister feet.
Going stir crazy, with no signs of Mrs. Snugglehug's batteries running out, and the government lockdown now in its 31st day, domestic relationships across the country are taking some unexpected turns.
Dramatic reports are beginning to emerge of uncharacteristically bold behavior in the country. And we're not talking about the model planes that occupy so much time in the Donaldson household.
In response to a nationwide lack of toilet paper, which was, of course, raided by the Mrs. Snugglehugs to construct their vast hives, many of the nation's adults have turned to a more childish solution, or at least that's their excuse.
I mean, who doesn't want a clean
Popular
diaper?
cemetery Johnny Hansleaves, who has recently been suffering with his health, sent us this photo today, presumably in a pathetic attempt to stay relevant at a time
Did something
of
happen?
crisis.
Since receiving his test results, things in Johnny's life have taken a surprising turn. He's certainly using the lockdown to reinvent himself.
It seems that rumors that Johnny has been ill were just that, and that he has, in fact, developed superhuman powers.
Woo!
Renaming himself Captain Ham, he is pledged to fight crime, mainly in the agricultural sector.
The shape of things to come? In their own version of a lockdown for more than 45 years now, the descendants of Doctors David Wong and Ingrid Svorsborgen Horgensvoord and their unfortunate team today managed to get a personal statement to the surface using flagellized imaging equipment.
Many of the Svorsborgen Horgensbrood, as they've come to be known, have certainly captured the public imagination. With a recent vote naming Helvetica Svorsborgen Wongensvoord the most
Oh,
easy
you know,
way
we
to
kind of
bust
should
the
have
shop.
seen it coming because they said 45 years. And, I mean, before we didn't get the superpowers bit, but we got this, and they did say 45 years, which doesn't make sense because earlier this year we reported on them going to Dante's, you know. It's not that part. It's not the taint part that I don't like. It's the fact that they use Dante's Inferno, which isn't really, you know, it's just the Divine Comedy, the first book of it.
Christmas, I hope you get all the presents you asked for left under your Christmas tree. I'm hoping to complete my collection of rocks. See you in September. Helvetica out.
It's hard to believe they've been down there so long now.
Nobody
As everyone
does.
knows, time moves differently underwater, Jeremy. That's why goldfish are so stupid.
That's right. And as anyone will tell you, the deeper the bowl,
The thicker the goldfish.
there's no denying the logic of that.
Class war, a worrying turn today for the formerly rich as ever more punishing measures are announced, Alex.
With the country becoming ever more hostile to the previously wealthy, those who manage to skip the country must be very grateful to the people who help them right now.
This program has received reports of rich relatives on the run actually being filled with helium and released into the stratosphere. If those rich bastards think they're above the rest of us, why not give them a hand in getting there, Jeremy?
Dang it!
And Advance speaks out. With the snuggle struggle proving a test to governments around the world, Advance HQ released a curious statement this afternoon.
In the accompanying release, they asked us to stress that they have been listening and that this should be taken as a response to how the people really feel.
We've certainly done our bit on this show to contribute to the political climate. But let's not forget, how we behave in our home lives is what really matters.
Do you think Jeremy has a
Just filled
4chan?
out that questionnaire, Jeremy, or we're all in trouble.
Let's play that statement.
With tragedy of heart and great despair, I come
Die.
before you with grave news to share. For since he left to fight at 3:15, no sign of Peter Clement has been seen. You'll all recall how daily from his home
He's
he
Deaf
developed
Chronically
his field on
Online.
his
Yeah,
That
I feel
one
like
where with
if he's
fertilizer
not on like 4chan, he's
he would
at least
trace
on
the
like
world's
Reddit.
course.
Probably not like,
Glorious mare,
you
he
know,
sailed on a hive,
like
and
Reddit
trampled
admin,
snuggle-huggedness
but
in
like
vain.
definitely a frequent
Bravely
on
drew
Reddit,
his
you
sword
know,
in
that
his
kind of
blade,
person.
Intent to fight till all within was slain. And soon, but soon there came upon that place the bodyguards assigned him by the state, whom daily he did deign to give.
I like this kind of more. I like the options in this run because it's kind of cool to see. They like pretty much drill it into you that this is all fake with how silly it gets. What?
That saw beneath the toilet papered mounds. He fell. Oh, what a fall was there, my citizens. Then I and you and all the team fell down, while tiny voices laughed from deep beneath.
I actually love.
Beloved reckless fool that waded
Thi-
pride against purple fur-clad teeth.
Oh, why did I forget her name? Anyways, she's like more real in this than she is in the actual
His windows
like
boarded
mainstream.
safe
Like she's more like, you know,
only he had
I like her more doing this poetry bit than anything she's done before.
Oh, woe that he should meet such bitter end. My laughter and my confidence.
Oh, I was gonna bring this up. This might be a good time. So I have a bit of a conundrum, as you know.
Later tonight,
I've,
Jeremy will
you
be
know,
probing
cutting
heartthrob
back on
reporter Patrick Ballard,
eating and
while
stuff, and
later
obviously,
dive into some controversial opinions
not trying to cut out sugar necessarily, but trying not to overeat, cut back on it.
There's going to be a bloody quiz.
Listen, it seems like kind of
And in a
stupid,
moment, Jeremy Rumpelson and I will
but
be
you
off
gotta
to
understand, I
Australia
have
for your
a
Remington.
massive sweet tooth.
And
You
circus
see
scientist
the
Dr.
tooth on my
Hill
right
will be
side?
joining us, presumably
That's
for
my
the
sweet
bite of the
tooth.
espresso.
The other one
Maybe she'll tell you
is
how you
my
like to die,
blue
Jeremy.
tooth.
Too late. I'm certain it happened months ago.
That's all coming up on
And
tonight's
so,
National Nightly News.
sorry. So every year, uh, so my mom's from Germany, like I said. She immigrated after marrying my dad. And so there's a bunch of, traditions that she likes to, that we celebrate, especially around Christmas, because that's a really big thing in Germany. And one of the things is that we celebrate Advent. And Advent is a little bit different
First tonight, how do we get here?
in
Where are we going?
Germany.
Most importantly, who's to blame?
They have the Advent calendars, which are pretty, like, you see them all over the place, and a lot of people use them.
Sophia Remington.
Thank you for having me, Megan.
But there's also,
Crystal heating laboratory in what I assume is a garage in Lower Huffington.
Germany, you also have, like, a kind of a whole, like, setup.
Don't.
It's almost like a big
Rampaging across the
sort of,
Your company
I don't know how
well
to,
my annual salary.
if you can think of, like, what a tapestry looks like, it's like that, but a series of pockets.
Oh, honey, you're so cute when you're angry. The thing with you folks over there,
Um,
island men.
and so, rather than just a small piece of chocolate,
What is the biggest
you
thing
get,
about
like,
The bigger picture.
why are carbs so good but also so bad for you?
Our toys have
I
been
know.
71 days now with no signs of them slowing down whatsoever. Imagine what that means for the future.
Oh my god, what is going
You
on?
don't know when the hell this lockdown's going to end, doesn't it? You don't seriously believe
Sorry. But yeah,
Lithium
um,
batteries are gonna change
you get the big calendar, the advent calendar, and that gets filled up. Like, you can get decent size. Like, my family would give us, like, small candies, Halloween size candies. But if you're rich, you got, like, full size candy bars, and that's every single day, starting at December 1st and going all the way to Christmas. Every single day, you get a big piece of candy. Um, also, kind of more lesser known is another tradition called oh jeez, why can't usually my mom just says Nikolaus, but really it's kind of like a mini Christmas. So
fascinating?
Wasn't it just?
Delia, you are amazing.
I'm trying to think of I think it's the third week, second or third week of December. It's a little bit weird. It's one of those, like, holidays that's not really set on a specific day, and it's kind of tied to Christmas anyways, so whatever.
You seem completely
Um,
to the seriousness of the situation.
but yeah, Nikolaus. Basically, you set your boots out. I'm not kidding you.
Why are you helping us?
I know that sounds so European.
You bet your ass I'm fun. You bet your
Please answer my
So
question,
you
Mr.
set your boots out, and
Our lithium
Nikolaus
batteries, the most
and
incredible invention the world has
uh,
probably next.
Nikolaus is kind of where Saint Nick comes from.
I'm kidding.
And then his little helper, whose name is Connect Rubric. It is Connect Rubric.
And then we can all go back to the grand tradition
And that's kind of like
products again.
an elf, but
I really don't mind telling you this.
he's actually the one who punishes. Well, he doesn't punish.
Selling an ass load of them.
When you know the whole thing about, like,
When or how this might end?
coal in your stocking. That's not really how it works in, like, traditional German Christmas. Instead, when Nikolaus comes, if you've been a really bad kid, Connect Rubric will put a basically long, thin kind of piece of wood
Let's hope it's soon.
into your boots, and that's just, your parents just look at it and they're like, oh, you've been bad, and then they proceed to beat you or whip you. that's how that tradition goes. That's a real thing. Um, they get hardcore, but in return, you get, you know, actual full size candy bars,
Sophia Remington
full
took the media
presents.
well.
I'm
Thank you for
talking
joining
like
us.
like a
When you're reaching
whole
out around the country
stocking
to see what's really
worth
happening.
of stuff.
Don't
You
go
know,
away. We'll be back
I
with
used to get like
messages.
actual like presents and
Can't be
stuff
the
too.
Hindenburg-sized fuck up.
Which is fun at a social level.
I wouldn't want to be on her level.
Um,
Christ no.
sorry, I'm getting a little distracted. I used to get like a lot of Microsoft, like Xbox Live gift cards and stuff, but you can get like pretty much anything. It just depends on how rich your parents are. But it's you get a ton of, you know, candy. Germans love candy. Um, Even on Christmas, like one of the big focuses is candy and more specifically chocolate. Uh, I drew you a little gremlin VTuber guy. Aw, thank you. Uh, but yeah, chocolate's a big thing in Germany,
He must
like
know.
a big traditional thing.
I just don't want
And
exactly where it
so
came from us.
here's the issue.
No, Jenny. You're not
I
backing out of
feel
me now.
super excited to get back to eating full size candy bars
I've made the cake.
like pretty much every day leading up to
No idea
Christmas.
how old he is.
But
40?
that's not healthy.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, coming back.
And as much as I would like to be like, hey mom, I want to change that out, my mom always
Welcome
says
back
yes,
to the
but
National
she
Nightly
is,
News.
when it
I'm
comes
back.
to Christmas,
Now
she
it's
is
time
like
to take a trip around the
fiercely
country to hear
traditional.
how the lockdown
Like
life
she
is
loves
happening
that stuff.
with some friendly faces.
She has all the
Joining
folk
me is
toys,
respected academic Katie Brightman
all of
and
the,
author of Alan
you know,
James's
classic
books.
ornaments and stuff like
Thank you
that.
for joining
Like
me.
it's super traditional, you know, classic German Christmas. Uh,
I wish I could say the same.
So first off, Katie, how is
it's rough.
I'm holding a safe day.
It's not rough. It's
Lockdown
amazing.
was so
German
horrendous
Christmases
that,
are the
like
best
many people,
Christmases
I haven't been able to
because
get
you
home.
just get candy and presents all the way up until
Staying at a hotel after an
Christmas,
international
just like every single day.
and we
It's
had a
great.
particularly heavy night out. You know what economists are like.
Anyways, okay.
notoriously
Get back to
hasty?
focusing on the game.
And I overslept. And as you can imagine,
I don't know
I
what I'm
didn't
gonna
do
do
it
about the
myself.
chocolate
But there
though.
are
That's
certain
the only
people
thing.
much worse off than
I'm
me.
gonna eat it, obviously, but I don't know how I'm going to not get fat off of it.
So sorry to hear that.
Yeah, people are being quite rude about it. They don't seem to realise I've already spent it filling the beach house with beef.
The crisis claims yet another victim.
So this is just a reminder that my book, Alan James is Right, is now available in paperback.
Wait, Alan James Reich?
What was that?
You. You're unbelievable.
So Katie, how do you think this might affect the economy? Should we be
How do you think this might affect the trout population?
But this could be catastrophic. Unemployment has skyrocketed, and frankly, it will be a miracle if a lot of businesses can survive this.
There you go, scaremongering again.
No, if you go back, it says Alan James Reich.
They want us quiet,
I can't do the German pronunciation right now.
and they want us inside.
A hoax? How on earth can you say that, Alan?
Well, I haven't actually seen one of these supposed toys.
Wait, did you just call? Hold on. Backpedaling here. Did you call me a gremlin? I am not a gremlin. I am a dinosaur. Excuse you. Did you really just call me a gremlin? On stream too?
He makes an excellent and persuasive point, Katie.
Don't listen to
For shame.
the press are the enemy of truth.
She's agreeing with you, Alan, you absolute shit.
I must be wrong.
Alan, are you now recanting your statement that these toys aren't dangerous?
People are saying they're just like normal toys, and that simply isn't true. Corrupt media lies.
And Katie, how
Yes?
do you respond to
Ooh.
Mrs. Snugglehugs
You're gonna start throwing shade at me.
I suppose I...
I am a nondescript theropod, I'll have you know. Possibly theropod. Actually, I don't know. I think I've been drawn once as a theropod, and then I draw myself as a raptor, and I guess there's kind of enough overlap, but I don't know if raptors fall into the category of theropod. I think they might be in their own category. I don't know.
Like art, cake, and healthcare. We need to act now and begin sacrificing our
I don't know.
beloved family pet.
Absolutely, Alan. If we can all successfully come together as a community and perform the ritual,
Mhm.
hopefully we will appease the great ancient. Katie, could it be any worse?
Luckily, over the past few years, under a farm,
I'll tell you that
heavily into health.
one of the cool things I've noticed, or just
The Lama Lords have unleashed a horde of man-made monsters on its own people to conceal the enemy within.
Will you just stop for 5 fucking seconds?
The Global Alliance of Fish People are amassing an army.
hold on.
Amassing an army to kidnap our champion.
That's you. That's what you sound like.
I don't sound like that.
Yes, you do.
You do, Alan. You do sound like that.
You finally make me cave. I made a DeviantArt. I like DeviantArt. I'll admit that. I actually, so I use the mobile just because I do a lot of writing
Oh, good.
on my phone. And so mobile is garbage.
Alan James.
Mobile has so many issues right now.
Some real food for thought there from two
Uh,
of the territory's leading
And it's,
minds. Any moment now.
well, I'm
I'll
glad
be
I got you to
heading over
cave on the
Jeremy,
DeviantArt at
who is
least.
going to be
Really,
present
it's like slightly,
of the status
it's like old
of
school Tumblr.
the
At least that's how
nation.
I feel about it.
Over to
You know,
Jeremy.
we're like classic
Thank you.
pre
Well, I'm sure it was a reasonable debate, which really contributed to
NSW
the
banned,
Next, out on the street.
NSFW banned Twitter or Tumblr.
It's Patrick Brannan.
Oh, you can hear my voice. It's just not doing hot.
Jeremy, yes, hello, I'm here. I'm here live. Apologies for the quality of the broadcast today. Couldn't find any cameramen or women brave enough to come and join me, so I'm out here on my own.
Right, and can you tell us what it's like out there?
Yep, I can. It's as you can see behind me, the streets are currently completely deserted. But my question, Jeremy, is just how long? I mean, could there be danger lurking just around the corner? Fledgling career of this young, promising journalist before his full potential is even realised. Will he die underappreciated by management, and frankly, if you ask me, very, very much underpaid?
I don't think there's any danger of that, Patrick. What's that on your jacket there?
That's actually a sponge.
That's actually a sponge.
Proof jacket, Jeremy.
It's a sponge. I get to post my silly little fellers. Hello. Did I follow you back on it? I should have by now. I'm kind of surprised how
Just how safe are our streets?
I actually saw, like, once I started uploading, I actually got like a ridiculous amount of views. I can't remember. I got a ridiculous amount of click-throughs at the very least for my first stuff. Although I was posting to like you know,
Which street are you on?
doing like fandom stuff, fanfic stuff, and at the time, yeah, I got pretty popular. Not popular, but at least I got more click-through. And then when I started doing my more
Bannon Avenue.
Yeah, no, I can hear you fine. Yep, I'm on Bannon Avenue on the side. It says that.
Like Patrick Bannon.
Oh yeah, that's
sorry. As I did, yeah.
Are you really?
So now that I'm doing more like original stuff, it's a little bit. I'm not getting as much. But well, I am actually. That's the weirdest thing. I'm getting like more, or I'm getting about the same amount of click through,
We don't expect any less of you, Patrick.
but it's not piggybacking off of a bigger, you know,
Can, yes.
whatchamacallit,
Patrick, but it sounds
fandom,
mistakenly like a
and then I get a bunch of watchers. Just kind of weird.
Oh fuck, Jeremy, shit, no. Oh bollocks.
perhaps there's a small queue of
I've been working on a novel for like a long time. I really want to be an author at some point in my life. But yeah, I don't know. No, I do know. I want to be an author, and I always wrote a lot of stuff, and then I just let it die in like Google Docs.
Don't worry, Patrick. I'd say you
And
might be
so
second
now
fiddle
with
from your way
DeviantArt, I'm
down
like
the finish
totally,
line.
totally free to do whatever I want, which is great. I'm disappointed in you. No, I followed you back. Hold on, I follow
What do
everyone
you
back.
see, Patrick? What do you see, Patrick?
I will do that right now.
Thank you, Patrick, for
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna make sure. 'Cause I don't want you pulling this on me, alright? Yeah, I got 16, and I have no idea. Oh, I didn't follow you back. Oh, wait, is the one you do? Oh, oh my god. I love. Oh my god, it's so good. I I thought you were like, haha, gremlin. No, this is. Oh my god, he looks amazing. I'm like, I'm blown away. You did awesome. Like this is. I'm just like absolutely stunned. I'm like not even being sarcastic. I adore him. Well, now I'm glad. I'm gonna be keeping an eye on this. I'll be watching quite a bit now. No, that was amazing. Chiboya, you're so talented. Oh my god.
that report showing the nation, and more importantly, management, just where you belong. It's time for another break, but when we come back, we'll be hoping to take your mind off the world for a little while, and who knows, maybe even bring you a few smiles. Join us after this.
No.
Yeah, I had them delivered. Yes, to Bannon Avenue.
We know times are hard. We know that you're scared. But now, more than ever, even though we're apart, we want you to know it still matters how you look.
Still matters how you look.
Divas and the isolation idealists, the healthcare heroes and the lockdown lovers, we say you're still aging.
You're still aging.
We need to come together, every single one of us, and do
No,
the
I'm
right
not.
thing.
I'm not going to. I don't have to. No, you're being a child.
No, you're being childish.
I'm not. I'm not. No?
I have like
Oh,
one OC who I haven't
three.
and
Welcome back to the National Night
lost
League.
the rep
Well,
sheet
welcome
for
back anyway.
slash only existing record of him.
Isolation isn't easy,
Well,
so finally tonight,
no,
we have something a bit
you
different.
have him in your
Even
mind.
though some
That's an
people, although
existing
it's not our
record.
job to entertain the public with absolute nonsense, other more important people overrule those people. So it's time to find out who will National Nightly win and who will National Nightly lose. Fuck! So, how do we play? Well, joining me is a man who knows all about playing. It's Tommy
Haven't thought a
Harris.
name for him.
Hello, Tommy.
All right, Johnny. It's good to
I don't
see ya.
actually, other than my little Deuterino, I don't really have an OC. That's been the weird thing about
Isolation of everyone in the country.
doing like
I think I heard
writing
that, yeah.
and stuff.
You're in bed, Tommy.
Yeah,
I'm not like
fine, so-
Of course, that's my fault.
even
So,
the
why don't you tell us
the
how we're
fanfic
going to
stuff I
play?
did
Well, it's
wasn't
pretty
even
simple,
really.
Sausage.
I just kind of made it my own.
Around the territory, 3 questions.
Like I didn't even have characters. I just made like mocks of the characters basically.
Special.
It's kind of hard to explain.
And what are they playing for, Tommy?
Drum roll, please. Jeremy. Thank you. This.
Use jockstrap.
What is that?
It's my athletic support, Jeremy.
Ah,
I
pineapple.
signed it. So,
Oh, well then, what a fantastic prize.
have we got anybody waiting to win this once in a lifetime prize, Jimmy?
I believe we have Angie on the line. How do you feel about winning this man's old pants, Angie?
I've never been so excited, Jeremy.
I'm sorry. I'm losing my focus. But I kept reading, I try to keep up with like
Angie, I love you. In a
writing
way.
forums and
Tell us
stuff,
about yourself, Angie.
and they always talk about like OCs and stuff. Having OCs, and it's such like a common thing. And then I feel kind of like I don't know. I can't relate to it, so
Shall we get this shambles
it's
underway?
weird. I just don't know, and I feel snooty for saying that too. But yeah,
We haven't got
so
I did ask for a clock. So,
Well, why don't you start?
instead,
I'll stop you when it inevitably becomes unbearable to watch.
I love it.
I kind of
Right.
stopped
Here we
doing
go.
fanfic
Time
stuff,
No,
and I
now.
started just like
Question 1. When is my birthday?
The 13th of August at 7:19 a.m.
That is absolutely correct.
sorry. Oh, why am I not focusing?
What? I said
Instead of just having,
color.
fanfic writing, I decided to
Correct the color of my nipples. And
I decided instead to just do like what I used to do and set up writing challenges for myself. So I've just been picking random things that I want to do and doing that.
How did you do?
I wanted to do a horror anthology.
you got
For a while, I had an idea for a horror anthology, and so I just wrote that. I wanted to do like something involving the Ars Goetia. Oops. I thought
Are you there, Sonia?
I did that. I did some other stuff, but I can't remember. Oh, I did some smut.
I guess you like your filters, don't you?
No. Actually, my first stuff's actually smut.
It certainly wasn't
Call
your
of Duty
sense
smut.
humility.
2 out of everything. It was fantastic.
Oh, well, if you must play this game, I am.
Yeah, it's been really fun to be on DeviantArt. It's been really fun to have somewhere to like,
Jodie Carpetburn, amongst others.
just post all the things that I wanted to write, but I didn't want to like let die in Google Docs. I didn't know where I want to put it.
They won't get me that easily.
It's good practice for the novel that I'm writing,
Due to a savvy clause
but I have
in
that
my artist's contract,
proof, possibly a link. It's on there.
sent from their unemployment benefit.
It is Ghost X Soap
Wow. Certainly is.
fanfic. I have like 5
Standard stuff.
things about it.
Where are you speaking to us from?
Well, I work for
You can just go to the bottom. That's where it all is.
And, who's this?
Oh, well, when they gave the order, I was actually mid-meeting with a client, so we've been isolated together.
No fucking way.
What the fucking fuck?
Is that Tommy Harris? I'm a huge fan. Can I just tell you how bloody brilliant you are?
Actually, Jeff, we're about to play a game, aren't we, Tommy?
We've got time.
Well, if it's not too bold, I think I am in love with you, Mr. Harris.
No, it's not too bold.
It's not too bad.
Hey, I'd love to show you some of my stuff. I've been working...
Possibly a link, possibly a
Well, at
kink.
least you're already aware.
During lockdown, we've been workshopping some of Jeff's ideas for much younger children, haven't we?
People still let you near their children, do they?
that's right. Yeah. I've been developing some shows for younger children.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'd love to see it, wouldn't we, Gerbil?
Absolutely dying to.
Right, so, what do kids...
Love.
Timely child support payments from their absent fathers.
Shallow and overproduced musical numbers?
That's right. Animals! So, I'm...
Haha, furries. I think I made the furry joke before.
a medium that they'll
They're just grooming furries at this point.
I
one we've been working on is called The King of the Jungle's Mortgage
Nuh-uh.
It's about a lion who's having problems with his interest rates.
I see. Does he have a broker?
He does, yes, he's a porcupine. How did you know that?
Well, your work is universal, darling. It speaks to people.
I'm gonna say something to you, mate. I think you're onto something here.
I think you're onto something here.
Oh, the bear,
Oh,
you
yes,
bear.
yes, yes.
You're the bear, you bear.
This one is much better. So, this one tells the tale of Mr. Bear. Now, Mr. Bear is a very sad bear because all of the other bears don't think that he'll amount to much, and they tell him that his plays are lazy and derivative.
Now, Mr. Bear is a tragic figure. Picture this. He's at his lowest ebb. The trees are closing in. He can't even face his salmon, can he? But then he meets someone that will change his life forever.
This is fucking gripping.
That's right. He meets a wise old octopus who takes under his wing and says, "No, Mr. Bear.
No, Mr. Bear, don't make another Beatles reference. Don't sing Octopus's Garden. I don't know if that's Beatles or Paul McCartney.
Such fucking dreams.
I think I love you, Jeff.
And what you need to do, says the octopus, probably doing an 8-armed gesture or something.
What you need to do to find happiness in this crazy old forest is you need to set yourself more realistic goals." It's called Mr. Bear Lowers His Expectations.
Wow. You really have taken yourself to new depths.
Woo!
And what do you want children to take away from this?
Oh, fuck shit, fuck.
What?
I said a more realistic worldview.
Are you all right, Jamboree?
It's Jeffrey. My name is Jeffrey Donington.
No, stop. How does it end? We need
Oh, they messed with his. Oh my god, I'm so blind. Even he's saying the wrong name.
Mediocrity.
And Mr. Bear settles down near to his parents' cave, stops trying to make his band happen, and he goes into bear telemarketing.
Yeah!
I was a bear maths teacher.
Oh, and we end. We end on a big musical number.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
It's very repetitive, so it's catchy but not too challenging.
Why are all the hot people I know
Like, I could go and get my
in straight relationships?
You know, I might be able to. Hang on. Can we get Angie back?
Why not? The more the merrier, as they say at orgies.
Hold on, what? Why are all the hot people I know IRL, straight, and in relationships? That's just, I mean,
I'll just fill then, shall I?
plight of the gay man, really.
Coming up in a moment, it's the world premiere that nobody saw coming. Or wanted. At all.
What was
I
that?
apologize in advance for what we're all about to endure.
Where's the button on this fuck? Ah.
Well, there's all sorts of creatures down on Dangly Doodle Farm. Like wise old Mr. Octopus with way too many arms. There's Mr. Pig and Mr. Cow.
I don't get to have the bee counter. I just have to go for it.
But that's 'cause they don't know they'll soon be sliced
Yay!
into food. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your hopes go to turn into despair. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your dreams go to die. Mr. Raccoon wants to go to the moon. He'll end up as a bus driver soon. Mr. Porcupine thinks he'll read the news at 9. He'll end up as a janitor who stinks of turpentine. Please do not applaud. Sit fraud, shacked up with the agent while the wife thinks I'm abroad.
You said you were done.
Oh, I say that to everyone. Sometimes when I'm tipsy, me and Angela still have fun. Mr.
Bear, what's
I don't
that
even
over
care.
there?
Sonia takes it up the bum and shaves her pubic hair.
That's an overshare.
Mr. Beast.
You're never going back there.
Mr. Bear, I'm in disrepair. Didn't check my prostate now. It started sprouting there.
Mr. Bear, I have private health care.
Mr. Bear, what a lovely chair. Mr. Bear, you've got the news caught up in your hair. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? Mr. Bear, Mr. Bear.
I like the first one better.
Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's a hat entirely made of avocado pear. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That is a cutlery pie. Mr. Bear, what's over there? That's the sound a mushroom makes opening a deck chair. Mr. Bear, what's that there? That is a soup for the fly. That is a goat in a tie. That is a dream when you fry.
Woo! How did I get this version of it?
Tonight's parable.
I don't
For
know.
it did come to pass that on the road there was a wise man and a foolish man and a
The weird man.
And there did come upon them from the local village a truth seeker named Unlikely Brian.
Unlikely
He did
Brian.
them with alms and someone else's arms and a question. A wise and weird and foolish man, he said.
Maybe it's because maybe it's like New Game Plus, you know?
How, grant thou, can the many weights and measures of life be balanced? And the wise man did say, there are no riches greater than family. And the foolish man did say he'd heard a good tip for the camel race and that it was a sure thing. And the weird man did say that 2 ears was just the right number, because there was no good place to put a third that wouldn't be aesthetically upsetting.
That's true.
Although he did see the use for a second anus. And Unlikely Brian did fall into wonder and the
I don't know. Honestly, I feel like the cloacia. I don't really know how you guys deal with, you know, all of that. Cloacia for the win.
in this sort of professional consultative environment, for what he did not know was that the profound man and the practical man were both on annual leave that week, and the foolish man and the weird man were all that the agency had available. But what Unlikely Brian did not reveal was that he was asking for his friend Alex, who had enraged their spouse over a passport, treated their son
Oh, this is how we did it.
and was too miserly to even pay for their daughter's holiday. And thus did Alex's family become like our Lord, when he discovered a turd in his cradle and was forced to ask Nebuchadnezzar to leave. Well, that's all we have time for tonight. I'm Archangel Megan Wolf. Have a hateful night. I'm done. Oh my God. I thought I was going to piss myself halfway through that. Not even joking. Right, babe, I've got to go and get my bits done. I'm seeing that guy tonight again, aren't I?
What was that? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Roll it back. What was that?
Yeah, come on then, you lot, out my house. And you, Alex.
I saw a dinosaur at the corner of my eye.
My date. I'm on a promise. Alex. Wake up. Wake up.
I see the dinosaurs. I guess if you're... wait, so... The decisions you make at home actually... I didn't actually think that that would happen. I didn't think that the decisions you make in the interim would actually affect your broadcast. That's kind of weird. Well, at least the one, but it seems like it would affect more. The rhythmic beeping of the heart monitor brings you back slowly. The rhythmic beeping of the heart monitor brings you slowly back to consciousness. Opening your eyes, you're greeted by a semicircle of concerned faces. Your family by your side, a reassuringly familiar sight in these new surroundings. You blink a few times to clear the sleep from your eyes and bring everyone to focus. Looking up, Sam's face is a mixture of concern and frustration. Things haven't been great between you two lately, and Chris hasn't been helping things. Looming at Sam's shoulder with a sour expression, It's clear that there's still no love lost between the two of you. While Sam is clearly worried about you, the family scowl is obvious on both of their faces. You reach a hand out to Sam. Thanks for coming, honey. Hold on. How about this? Do you think we should, like, 180 it? Try to 180 it and become, like, near-death experience, now we're being a better person? Or do you want to still go for the like, I hate my wife, or the goody two-shoes sort of aesthetic? The worry for you wins out, and Sam takes your hand before leaning in to kiss your forehead. Of course, sweetheart. I could never have been anywhere else. Goody two-shoes? Alright. For the first time in a while, you both genuinely smile at each other before you look to the rest of your family. Susie is standing next to Sam, less worried now that you're awake and smiling. You can see Sam's worry on your daughter's face, but it quickly turns to a frown when she notices you looking at her. I'm glad you're okay. It's muttered more than said, a grudging acknowledgement that, despite your recent differences, she still cares. Thanks for coming, you groan back playfully. Susie can't help but smile back at you, rolling her eyes good-naturedly. It's great to have her here. Charlie catches your eye as he fidgets with the edge of the blanket. You cock your head and look at him, one eyebrow raised questioningly. As soon as you turn to look at him, you can see Charlie tenses up, his concern clear on his face. So, you're definitely good, right? He finally asks, quickly looking away. Of course I am, buddy. There's nothing to worry about. We're not going to be the bad dad yet. We're just going to be like the straight and narrow. We're going to be nice to our kids if we can. If it doesn't break, like if we don't deviate out of being, you know, a pushover. If that makes sense. Charlie looks at you and grins. One of those infectious smiles that spreads around the room. It's always good to have him in your corner. Your smile fades as you notice your mother, staring listlessly at the window. Despite all of your best efforts, she's not doing well lately. Are you okay, Mum? Your mother starts, your call clearly shocking her out of her reverie. She turns to you and smiles, and you're grateful to see the increasingly rare recognition in her eyes. Yes, dear, of course. How are you feeling? You smile warmly and nod, but before you can respond, a doctor bustles in and ushers everyone out. She asks you, for it feels like the 100th time, how you're feeling. Surprisingly well, all things considered. Excellent. There's no sign of any real damage, just a bit of a shock to the old system, pardon the pun. She smiles. Not that we'd recommend you do anything like that again, of course. After a couple of days of rest at home, you should feel right as rain. She turns to leave, but stops at the door. Oh, and the private room and care? The doctor gestures to your room, which you now notice looks rather expensive. It has all been paid for by a Mr. Bozeman. He left those flowers and said not to worry and to take the rest of the week off. He'll see you Monday, apparently. That was the weird thing about Bozeman, is this one act that he does in both plays where he completely covers for the room and for your health. Maybe it's because if you have like a heart with the radio station, then they help you out. If not, then they take it out of your money. Maybe. Seems like the least he could do. And don't say that. The fact that your boss acknowledges you exist in the first place is much more than most people have. You know? Way, way, way more. A burden to bear? Sorry, I have to. You come home from a particularly late shift to find the kitchen lights still on, which isn't normally a good sign. Everyone's usually in bed by now. Softly opening the kitchen door, you find Sam, sat at the table. Bills and papers are strewn in front of them, as well as what looks like to be their second packet of biscuits. They give you a quick kiss as you take a seat next to them. Sam frowns and goes back to the bill they're holding. Hey, sweetheart, just looking at the numbers again. They look to the door to the pantry, now converted into your mother's bedroom. We've been doing our best, but I think Cassandra really needs a nurse to look after her now. Suddenly, the bills are all you can see. Fortunately, with the money that's been coming in and what we've been able to save, we've got more than enough to keep going. With Susie home to help out, the nurse would only need to be part-time anyways. Sam smiles at you. I know things have been difficult, and the daily care won't be cheap, but she's your mother. Yeah, we have to really, don't we? You gratefully smile back. Of course you'll pay for the care your mother needs. Yeah, so we can do this, because it doesn't mess with our straight and narrow. The Sword of I actually don't remember what the Sword of Damocles refers to. I know that the Sword of Damocles is like probation, but you die if you mess up, but whatever. Something like that, right? The Sword of Damocles sheathed, at least for the moment. You grab the papers and stuff them into a drawer. It's such a relief to not have to worry about it anymore, or so you told Sam. Hours later, you're still awake, staring at the ceiling, thinking, how long will the money last? Plenty, if we keep being a goody two-shoes. Goody two, goody two, goody goody two shoes, goody two, goody two, goody goody two shoes. Don't drink, don't smoke, what you goody two, don't drink, don't smoke. What you goody two, goody two, goody two, goody goody two shoes, goody two, goody two, goody goody two shoes.
Fired.
What for? Facial sabotage?
Jenny, problem? I want her fired today, now.
Don't worry, Kath, it'll be all right.
No, it won't be all right, Kath. Pack up your weapons of optical destruction and get out.
You realise I'm beginning to sound...
I mean it, Kath.
Stay where you are, Kath.
Jenny, this is not Jenny's decision, Jeremy, or yours.
It'll be all right. I'll talk to Buxton.
Oh, good. You can tell him I'll return his wife's casserole dish at our dinner next week. Jenny?
I'm sorry, Kath, you're gonna have to leave.
Letting it go to your head.
She nearly blinded me.
10 seconds,
I thought we
everybody.
were part of a team these days.
Things are better, Jeremy, you know that. Just stop being so
Sorry,
high and
five,
mighty and do your job.
You'll have me fired too.
3.
Good evening. I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Dawson. Our main headlines tonight.
The establishment
Ooh, we got
strikes
3
back.
images
The
now?
World Council has agreed today to impose punitive sanctions on the people of this country.
Oh,
The sanctions, which are broad-ranging, include restrictions on the supply of oil and gas, food, clothing, and even some medicines. But how should we react? We asked the public.
So how do you feel about the sanctions?
I actually think that with advance in charge we'll be fine. Of course, the rest of the world will want us to fail, or it will be their billionaires next. But I trust Julia and Peter.
Thanks, Patrick. Fascinating stuff.
Popular Prime Minister Julia Salisbury has released a reassuringly brave statement in response to the World Council's controversial announcement.
This international declaration is nothing short of outrageous. We are a democratically elected government with massive popular support. We do not recognise these sanctions, and we encourage other socially progressive nations of the world to both resist and ignore them.
oh wait, did we affect the political atmosphere now? Because last time they said it was an act of war.
Have radical change for the betterment of the many. And whilst I wish we could improve other countries as much as we have our own, we do not rely on the help of others to thrive. This country is entirely self-sufficient. We are a team. now more than ever. And this team is on your side. Thank you.
Thank you.
Defiant stuff. But what do you, the public, think of our government's stance? Robin Short found out.
Hi there, I was wondering if you could spend a moment to give us your thoughts on the government.
Honestly, I think they're doing a great job. I know the assets and world checks have made the difference for us with the COP21. And people seem, happier in the main. I always said things would get better with a woman in charge.
A whole lot of problems.
Aw, we have a get well soon card. That's actually really nice.
For Remington Smith's physics-defying moves project. Since
Wait,
digging
what's that
straight
photo
into the earth
on the
began 6
bottom
months
left,
ago,
actually?
The project has been beset by problems, including localized tremors and the heat deaths of many of the workforce.
Heat
Residents
deaths?
of the nearby town of Calamity today converge on the construction site with sincere, if misspelt, placards demanding a suspension of digging until safety checks can be carried out.
Of course, that's half a world away. But what does this country think? Patrick?
What's your opinion of the MOVES project?
It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. What's to stop it, right? Dropping out the other end and just falling forever.
That's true.
Gravity?
No, it doesn't exist. Gravity doesn't exist, actually. Gravity is doesn't exist as we know it because it's really weird to think that you can have. Never
Many
mind.
travelers reported feeling intimidated by the silent figures who stood motionless outside every major station in the capital. Radical extremist group Disrupt, who organized the show of strength, refused to comment on the meaning of the strange protest.
Ought to apologise to this presenter for making him drop his morning bagel in surprise.
But how do we feel about these somewhat radical extremists and their upsetting methods? Robin found out.
Can I ask your opinions on Disrupt?
Are those the guys in black with the orange fist thing?
That's right.
Can I be honest?
Of course. This is journalism.
They scare me a bit.
Feast or famine. Resourceful doctors David Wong and Ingrid Swartborg Horgansford today announced their first successful harvest in Dante's taint.
Stop!
While they only grow a few fungal strains, the scientists seem to be staying positive, as the following picture shows.
The undauntable scientists chose to try and survive in the cave system while the complex rescue operation inches forward up here on dry land.
Let's hope they like stroganoff.
But with advanced
Literal first day of having a DeviantArt, I got a scammer contact me. Same. Was it the one saying, "Hey, can I use your photo in a mural?"
What are your thoughts on the costs of the rescue?
Oh my god, Patrick Bannon, wash your mouth out with soap. You can't put a value on human life. You have to spend whatever it takes because one day you might be trapped in an underwater cave system and you would want exactly the same.
I don't think so, actually, because for legal reasons, I'm actually not allowed within 31 yards of the coastline.
I am not a number. Applications finally opened today for the new Advanced Team Membership Cards, a scheme by the government to allow fast access to all the new public services being introduced.
TSA pre-check, basically.
Team membership cards are entirely voluntary, but will be recognised as legal identification by all major organisations, including the police, banks, and, rightfully, pubs and bars.
And of course, there's no charge, Jeremy.
It all seems too good to be true.
Well, you've always been a cynic. But most importantly, what should you, the public, think about the new team membership cards?
Team membership cards?
Oh, yeah, fantastic. I'm applying today. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Protesters doing it. They don't want us to know who their names are. Besides, have you seen the savings you can get? I'm getting one for the little one as well.
Oh, how adorable.
Yeah. Gonna be a proper little team member, aren't you? Yes. He smiled.
Yay!
And finally tonight, Hospital Pass. New images reach us today of brave Johnny Hansleys and his doting partner Tiffany Lamore in their ongoing struggle against his horrific mystery illness.
Tiffany was forced to cancel her latest show, These Hotel Sheets and What I Did on Them, in order to devote more time to selflessly looking after the much-loved multimillionaire.
I'm sure the art world will recover.
With some critics questioning her motives, what should your opinion be of the controversial artist for at least appearing to stand by her man? Later tonight, in a bit of a
I can even block them. You can't even block them? You can report them and then it auto blocks, I think.
With a familiar team of thespians set to take the nation by storm again.
That's all coming up on tonight's
National Nightly News.
I just asked them really uncomfortable questions until they stopped talking to me.
First tonight, thankfully, some news as we return to our main story.
The World Council today agreed
Hell
that
yeah.
punitive and potentially illegal sanctions should be imposed upon this country. The sanctions, which come into effect immediately, aim to stop the flow of food, fuel, and even some medicines from reaching your pockets.
Tonight, we have guests from across the continent to discuss this unprecedented situation. For Advance, Peter Clement is at his home in Lamfordshire. Are you there, Peter?
Yes, I can hear you, Jeremy. Thank you for having me.
A momentous day, Prime Minister. Are you shaken?
Oh, I don't scare that easy, I'm afraid, old son.
Woohoo!
Neither do the people of this country.
Well, joining us is Ivan Vodovich, Foreign Minister of Urkistan. Ivan, thank you for being here.
Great pleasure. You, Megan Wolf, are like strongest guard of labor camp who wake up inside body of crazy, expensive prostitute. In my country, you may be worshipped as a god.
Okay. Minister, as one of those arguing most strongly for these sanctions, how do you feel about Advance's defiant stance?
Vance is like man who's thinking a big career in movie slang, when actually he in dirty sanitarium, screaming at mirror and holding tiny penis in hand.
He's clearly not from Svenland, then. We have like some of the cleanest mental health facilities in the continent.
Woo!
And welcome to Svenland's Minister of Mojo, Björk.
Mojo Björk.
What's the surname?
Peter Björk and John.
Socially divisive surname, too.
Minister?
It's just Björk.
Right, Björk. Your country spoke in favour of Advance at the World Council today, but you were noticeably absent when it came to the actual vote.
Well, what a surprise. The hippies didn't show up for the fight.
Actually, that's quite racist, because if you must know, we were
That's
going
quite
through the whole,
racist.
like, vote thing yet, but it's actually the festival of the Euroland here at the moment, where we honor the old generations. So, like, we all had to work our grandparents' linear whilst the vote was happening, and that's like a really, really time-consuming process, actually.
You're like sissy man.
Sissy man.
Sissy man.
You're like
is a
femboy.
Tiny penis who like to wash more than once a week.
A tiny
That's
penis.
quite homophobic, yeah,
Oh,
because...
stop winding him up, Ivan. We're not back at the Grange now. Sorry, Jeremy. Ivan and I used to play golf back in my media days. Nothing gives him greater pleasure than grinding people's gears. The more publicly, the better.
Woohoo!
You're like man with tiny penis who thinks he has
Penis.
tiny penis, but actually he discovered that. Oh, could it be? No, it's tiny penis.
Ivan's just worried that when the rest of the world sees how well we're doing, they'll notice all that dosh that he's got squirreled away. Because that's what these sanctions are, Megan. They're the last pathetic gasp of an establishment in collapse. Wolves at the gates, Ivan, old mate.
Good. They can join others on my wall.
In Svenland, we have like serious animal welfare legislation. And like my friend Helga, she got arrested for killing a butterfly that was hovering over her fuel thing. I mean, in English,
Viergein.
jam sandwich.
I used to know a girl called Jam Sandwich. She got right cracker too. Well, what became of her?
We seem to be wandering a little from the news here.
It's human interest, Jeremy. The real people behind the headlines. So if you're watching, Jan, give us a call. Yeah. Let's see if we can't organise a reunion.
Christ, I'm not sure about that. I'll have to run it past Mrs. Clement first, eh?
You're like man trying to empty ashes.
He's so zesty with it. Which one? Because they're all pretty zesty, I'm not going to lie.
In Svenland, we don't really go
In Svenland, we don't really go
into
into all that restrictive monetary stuff.
Well, it seems that we are running out.
We are gender fluid.
So, before we go to the break, briefly, if you would, gentlemen, with the people of this country facing shortages and power
Possible shortages and power outages.
Svenland guy? Yeah. He's definitely been in a couple of group
Can you
sessions.
summarise your thoughts for us, Minister Björk?
Well, from here, yeah, you all look a bit stupid really arguing about outdated devices, concepts like money. In
Svenland.
we replaced currency with a system of bodily fluids back in the 1970s, and that's like a really hard to sanction, actually.
A really hard sanction right now.
Your country is like
The man who think he had a perfect trap for giant mutant bear.
Really, he just standing in field
Holding his tiny penis, yes. Clement.
Let me talk to your viewers here, Jeremy. Don't worry.
Bodily fluids.
Don't be
Fluids.
Don't even lose a wink of sleep. We knew the rest of the world would react this way.
Mm-hmm.
We're ready. As my old man used to say, you can't make a shite pie without blocking a few toilets.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
Reassuring words there.
Reassuring.
We'll be back.
After these messages.
1 minute back.
Hey, Peter, I over your way this
Hey,
weekend. You
Peter.
fancy a quick 9?
Yeah, sure, front or back.
That's what I hope you're asking Megan Wolf for me.
She's out of your league, mate.
Thank you for the correction.
Well, you have to be more careful.
It's all part of his long-term plan to get fired live on the news at 6 in front of the nation.
Can someone warn him it's going over?
Oh, foreshadowing. Foreshadowing. He does get... Well, he has a gun. I like all the foreshadow. I like how well thought out this all is, you know? I like how planned the story is.
Are you still meant to bow to foreign royalty?
I like the story. I think the fact that they made a story,
Given you the crown,
it's pretty good.
Well,
Megan.
Megan, dap me up, bro.
Thanks for having me on your show, man.
It's quite alright.
Yo, just a quick one. You're not gonna ask me about the chimp, are you?
Live in 10 seconds.
Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather.
Showing in 5, 4, 3.
welcome back. I'm Megan Wolf. Later, we have an exclusive first look at a theatrical sensation.
Jesus! Oh yeah, I forgot we have the Jesus part this time.
Woo!
Woo!
Culture spot with lovely old Jeremy Donaldson, who's joined by a very special guest. Jeremy.
Thanks, Megan. I
Thanks,
have the
Megan.
honor and privilege of being joined by hip-hop royalty. He's been called the son of the streets and
The father of truth.
not sure how that works, but whatever.
Whatever.
Jesus!
Woo!
Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, it's a real honor to be here on your show, the news. You know, as a kid on the streets, I used to watch you
Through a window of a shop.
Right now, it's crazy.
You've had quite the journey to be here today. Can you tell us about it?
Well, you know, I try not to, well, you know, the past is the past.
I try not to pass as the past day.
But yeah, man, the streets is all I remember. Like, my mother donated me to a charity shop soon after I was born. Elderly lady took pity on me. You know, she let me sleep on a pile of crime fiction until I taught myself how to walk.
Wow, that's quite the childhood.
And she died tragically. Right there.
Wait, what happened? Oh.
You know, I remember a tear falling as she lay there next to the youth homework. And in that moment, I became a child of the streets. I was just 18 months old.
What a tale. What a
Tale.
You're known for your direct and honest lyrics. Was your style informed by your troubled past?
Well, like I said, I try not to talk about
I can't really talk about it. It's just too hard.
But my first album is about the story of the first 4 times I stole, so I wouldn't starve. A small group of infants came to see me as their de facto leader.
Oh.
They called me Mr. Cheese Slice.
Mr. Cheese Slice.
You know, we were like a family.
So it would seem. Recently,
Huh?
you've been quite outspoken
Why
about
did I lose the
Yeah,
thing?
fuck the government, fuck advance, fuck Peter Clement.
What is it that you object to so vehemently?
Well, you know, they stole from us. They're taking our money and spending it.
Hold on, we need to restart that. Because we need to get that perfect this time. Why can't you be a dick? Why must you be so nice? Lovejoy is so silly. That it is. Shut up! Sorry, that was loud. Ah, that just reminded me of the... do you remember Smosh? Back when Smosh was like OG? Ah. Magic times, magic times.
Are you still meant to bow
Crown Prince report.
What?
Megan.
This is Jeremy.
Megan. Dap me up, Jeremy. Bah.
It's quite alright.
Yo, just a quick one. You're not gonna ask me about the chimp, are you?
Live in 10 seconds.
See, put that get up on himself. Just saying.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. I'm Megan Wolf. Later, we have an exclusive first look at the theatrical
Yeah.
I'm going to be talking about. But first, it's time to go over to the culture spot with lovely old Jeremy Donaldson, who's joined by a very special guest. Jeremy.
Thanks, Megan.
Thanks, Megan. Man, I'll restart every single one just to listen to Jeremy talk. I love him. Thanks, Megan.
Not sure how that works, but whatever.
I wanted to do like a nature documentary, you know what I mean? Full on David Attenborough.
Real honor to be here on this show, the news. You know, as a kid on the streets, I used to watch you through a window of the shop, so to be here right now is crazy.
You've had quite the journey to be here today. Can you tell us about it?
Well, you know, I try not to, well, you know, the past is the past, so I don't like to dwell on it.
I understand you.
But yeah, man, the streets is all I remember. Like, my mother donated me to a charity shop soon after I was born.
Charity shop. She donated me to a local Goodwill.
You know, she let me sleep on a pile of crime fiction until I taught myself how to walk.
Let me sleep on Agatha Christie.
Quite the childhood.
And she died tragically. Right there in my arms, man. You know, I remember a tear falling as she lay there next to the used homework. And in that moment,
I became a child of the streets.
I was just 18 months old.
What a tale. What
I remember my mom left me in a hot car.
You're known for
I
your
can't do the
direct
accent right now. I'm bad.
Was your style informed by your troubled past?
Well, like I said, I try not to talk about it. It's just too hard.
It's just too hard.
But my first album is about the story of the first 4 times I stole, so I wouldn't starve. A
Mhm.
group of infants came to see me as their de facto leader. They call me Mr. Cheese Slice.
Mr. Cheese Slice.
Anyway, we were like a family.
So let's see. Recently, you've been quite outspoken about the government.
Yeah, fuck the government. Fuck advance. Fuck Peter Clement.
What is it that you object to so vehemently?
Well, you know, they stole from us. They're taking our money and spending it, man.
Redistributing it. Actually, homelessness has been all but eliminated in the last couple of months.
So?
Surely that's a cause close to your heart?
Yeah. Nah, of course, man. Very much so.
Yeah, oh no, of course, man.
Why do I have to pay for it, you know?
You don't. People have been rehoused on property seized from the historically wealthy. And that couldn't have been you, could it?
Yeah. I worked hard to be here. I built this from nothing, and I deserve to be rewarded for that.
Would you say you worked harder than, say, a farmer or a care worker?
I don't know. But if people are taking something from my music, choose to value it, buy it, who's to say I don't? And no one
That's
can take that
true. You know, just because it's skewed like what we value doesn't mean that you can, you know, put a price tag, or I'm sorry, a number on labor, you know.
Politically. I mean, is it ideological or is it tactical?
Well, it's more of
Or
like,
maybe it's hereditary.
stop trying to tie me in knots with your words, Jeremy. I let the music speak for itself, and the people agree with me.
Well, that remains to be seen. But you have given me a very easy segue out of a conversation that I promise you was much more painful for me than it was for you. So,
Aww, why would you say that to Jesus?
Mrs. Ludlow's Tears.
Oh no, I'm going to do something a little different. It's a new single I've been working on.
Oh, so this is unapproved, is it?
You love it?
Excellent. Don't worry, we've got a state-of-the-art set.
Not Jesus.
What's the worst that could happen?
Jesus.
So here he is with a new song. Aren't we lucky? It's Jesus.
Woo!
You're gonna pay off. You're gonna pay back.
Well, we're all different races from many different places. At any given moment, only one could be the greatest. So you can feel elation from your participation. Still two leaders in this motherfucking nation. Now we're getting sanctioned, talking about expansion. Why does Julius require a massive fucking mansion? So fuck all your schemes. I don't need your freaky team, and I don't need your help to achieve my fucking dreams. So don't make a fuss when you find you're one of us. Yeah, every single one of you's a bit Jesus. And you can call me crazy, cause no one ever pays me. But I won't waste a lifetime being motherfucking lazy. I may be inventive, my taste may be expensive, but why would I get out of bed with no fucking incentive? Although it's contravention of your obvious intention, I like to eat a little of the fruits in my invention. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. The best of the praise of the press of the wave, cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Take this fact, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head, cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. Time to stone a castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. So this is for the snub ones, the push and the shove ones, the folks that feel the burden of their motherfucking loved ones. Ones who had plenty like a motherfucking Bentley. The ones who now finding that their bank accounts are empty. The ones of aspiration who had to flee a nation. The ones who built a business that had dreams of perspiration. There's all sorts of people, the good and the evil. It only takes a glance to see we're not all equal. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. And the best of the praise, of the press of the ways, cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Gonna take this fact, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head, cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. Time to stone a castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. Get out of your seats, get your asses in the streets, set a fire in the building, let them feel some fucking heat. Say you hate to go getters, you're squilling bet getters, and burn them on the pyres of advances fucking letters. Gonna take this fact, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head, cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. Time to stone a castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. Chase that dream, you don't need a fucking team, and advances little dances aren't as harmless as it seems, cause they're stale and corrupt, and your anger erupt, and your hearts and your minds and your fists to destruct.
Damn. I messed up.
Jesus there with his
That was
song.
bad.
Thank you so much for joining us in this video.
It was real bad.
I'm sorry. I might not agree with you, but I'd just like to offer you an apology. I've just been told that there was some kind of issue upstairs, and an attempt was made to censor some of your lyrics.
What? Are you joking?
I'd just like to say to you and everyone at home that this was a mistake.
This is absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe it.
Here at the National Nightly News, we pride ourselves on remaining neutral, unbiased, and independent of any outside interference. You have my word. We will never censor ideas. Back to you, Megan.
We censored ideas.
Dangerous language there, sorry about that. Well, thank you to little Jeremy Donaldson for providing our culture spot. Coming up, we'll be speaking to a couple of familiar faces about their upcoming dramatic outing. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
That's the ad.
Woo! Oh, I did it!
Thank you so much. If you could just come with
No,
me.
no, this is ridiculous. Who do I complain to?
This is just a mix-up, I'm sure. Now, if you come with me...
Sorry if I don't watch your streams that much anymore. It's just that
I understand.
if this hurts your feelings, I'm sorry you can hurt my... What are you talking about? You don't like this game? That's fine. What do you... That's absolutely fine, my guy. Because we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Oh, why did you make me curse, Truboya? I don't curse in the stream. Vic, no, it's absolutely fine. If you don't like the game, you don't gotta watch. That's fine. I never expect any of my viewers to support a game that I'm playing, or, you know, to think that they have to watch the stream because of me. You know, I'm here to entertain you. Like, if you don't find me entertaining, that's fine. You know, like, I do this a lot for myself, and I do this, but I do this a lot for myself, but the main focus has always been for me on you guys, you know. So never apologize for not liking something that I do. Just let me know, and I'll improve on it. I'll probably do some more variety stuff anyways. Bye!
Here to talk about his new show, we're joined by National Treasure Tommy Harris, the National Theatre's Philippa Ray, and National Deficit Jeff Algebra.
It's so lovely to have you all. Tommy, would you like to tell us about the show?
You know what? I'd bloody love to. It's about me.
It would be so silly if you were to listen to Lovejoy. I will listen to Lovejoy, my man. I don't care. I love music.
Their legs akimbo, mid-session, sweat is pouring out of me like an immense...
You'll be ha.
And then Cindy comes in, she says, Pete's on the phone.
That's Peter Clement, the Prime Minister.
Yeah, Pete's actually a really good mate of mine.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, no, he comes to training sometimes. He's a pretty good goal sweeper. Anyway, so, Pete, he says, Toby can... He thinks my name's Toby, see. He says, how would you like to spread your message of team spirit and cooperation across this fractured nation? How would you like to really make a difference?
I listened to some on the way to work.
What did he say?
You know,
So, Jeff, the question on everyone's lips is, what in God's name are you doing here?
Well, after the success of my debut work and all the people that I've touched, I knew that I had a career in theatre.
Theatre.
I've always been an admirer of Tommy from afar. So when my manager phoned and said I'd been offered the gig as director, I was ecstatic. I whipped my trousers off and got straight to work.
Why did you do that?
Why'd you take your pants off?
With my trousers off.
Yeah, I've been told that too.
No, I wouldn't say so. Right, Tommy, sorry, would you
Oh my god, that was such a jab.
How hard it's been for me and some of the struggles that I've faced. It's like really getting to the heart of how tough it is to be me. I call it Tommy Harris.
Jesus, that was hard.
Catchy. We actually have some tips of the process of the show. Would you mind telling us what's going on here?
Yeah, so the show is built around two things that are very important to me. It mixes scenes from my life as well as epic fantasy retellings of scenes from my life.
Yeah.
But Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
Dad, you promised to come to my graduation.
You're an embarrassment.
I'm sorry, son, but I got too drunk.
You promised you'd come to my graduation.
Son, I lost the house and the horses.
Back to the house!
Philippa, what's it been like co-starring with Tommy Harris?
I've always dreamed of treading the boards at medium-scale regional theatres, Megan. And for once, this show really
That's me, actually. That's me streaming every time I stream. I'm like,
Tommy,
always dreamed of doing this.
Show really lets me show my tremendous range as an actor. I've always suffered from typecasting, forced to play the same tired characters in every god-awful yogurt advert or godforsaken soap opera or God forbid a pantomime. But you know, this show has really let me just go there.
Jeff, the viewers at home will be dying to know exactly what is it that you bring to the show.
Good question. I think these guys would agree with me when I say that it's my steady hand on the tiller, my arm around the shoulder approach that's really brought the production from strength to strength.
Absolutely right. Jeff's contributions are immeasurable. He was our rock.
Can you give us a sneak peek of anything else that might be in the show?
Yeah, all sorts, yeah.
We've got lots of exclusive...
Got lots of exclusive promo merch. Razor Death Out of Mouses. I don't know why I thought of that. My head's in the wrong place right now. I don't know where my head is. Woo!
You'll never take the sacred pass! And am I right in saying
Pass.
this was officially commissioned by the government?
Yeah, all paid for by the taxpayer, which,
Woo!
to be honest, is actually a life
Paid for by the taxpayer, like the Punisher, Skull, patrol car or squad car in, I don't remember what state it was in. Woo!
You do this every night.
Absolutely. The metaphor.
For what?
Yeah.
Death.
And the public are footing the bill, are they?
Too bloody right they are.
Bloody right they are.
And the dry cleaning of my ties, I'm barely scraping a profit here.
Amazing. And where can the folks at home come and see this for themselves?
We're performing all over the nation, and people can see it for absolutely free, all courtesy of Advance. Isn't that incredible, Jeremy?
Yes, it's unbelievable.
Woo!
So much for coming. Next time we see you, no doubt you'll have taken our jobs.
That's all we have time for tonight. Tomorrow,
I love how excited he is to leave.
I'm Jeremy Jones.
Tawny.
And I'm Megan Wolf. And from all of us here, have a peaceful night.
Tommy the Fingernail Harris.
Let's get reset for tomorrow, please.
Hey, we must stop bumping into each other like this, eh?
Woo! Oh! Oh, what is that? What is that? Listening to Paint It Red by Jesus right now? That's fair. What is that? The triple A? What am I picking up a stranded? Oh god. That was a bad joke. -1. I got that my first broadcast. Stop. Stop trying to one-up me, okay? How about that? Hmm? That was weird. Huh? There's a disrupt hack there? I love you, Chiboya. And of course, I love everyone watching on YouTube. Gosh. Don't make this weird. Whoa! This is like a house flipper house. It's a lazy Sunday afternoon in summer, with you and Sam making the most of both kids being out of the house. You bang your head coming out of the cupboard with the last 2 slices of homemade cake. It used to be much easier when you could store things in the pantry. It's rare for you and Sam to actually get to finish sweet things in this house, and you savor every moment. Just as you take your last bite, you hear the sound of the front door slamming. That'll be Charlie from the Go-Getters. You can hear him practically running to find you. He's grinning from ear to ear when he finally does. I have some really big news. You and Sam play along, sitting attentively with bated breath. Ready? Charlie asks, as you both nod enthusiastically. With a flourish, he reveals a new badge. Oh, it's a new badge from his pocket, and proudly presents it to you to both examine. He announces, "As of today, I'm a member of the first tier of Cohesion Cat." Oh, that's not good. There's way more stuff I'm going to be doing. I'll be working some weekends, but it's really cool. Sam congratulates Charlie, but you can't help but frown. This seems a big step up for teenagers. You and Sam grin back at your son. You're thrilled he's happy and doing well. Hitler Youth moment for real, for real. Yeah. Look! It's just, I can't make that joke. I'm not going to. Look, Mom, Dad, it's the Iron Cross, the Iron Eagle. Isn't that so? They said I'll be I'll be sanitizing sanitizing the public in the coming weeks. I don't know what that means, but it's cool anyways. You've always had dinner as a family for the important events, and tonight is no exception. You've even invited Chris around as an olive branch, or Sam did. That's why, apparently. It'll be the last time you're all going to be together for a while. So far, you've managed to avoid fighting with Chris or Susie over politics, but which Sam is no doubt grateful for. Susie spent so much time with her boyfriend lately, it feels like she's barely been at home. Given how much time they've been spending together on their own, you're a bit surprised when Susie and Zach proposed a big family dinner tonight. They're getting married. That or Susie's pregnant. He and Chris have always gone on like a house on fire, much to your irritation. And of course, Susie could never do anything wrong in your mother's eyes. So despite the fact that you're all packed around the kitchen table, the air is happy. You take a sip of your drink and enjoy the moment. You and Zach have never seen eye to eye on the matters of politics, or anything for that matter. His strong support of Disrupt is a real concern, but Sam has forbidden you from any more arguments about it. Susie stands, tapping her glass with a spoon, silencing the various conversations. We have an announcement to make. It catches you by surprise, and you find yourself hoping for good news. Married or pregnant, married or pregnant, married or pregnant, married or pregnant. Oh, I don't want to do a big speech or anything, but we wanted everyone together to tell you. You hope this isn't going where you think it's going. Zach and I are moving in together, she announces, to choruses of congratulations from around the room. Well, I'm moving into Zach's studio for now, while we look for somewhere for the two of us. Susie follows up quickly, clearly excited to be telling others of you. That's great news, sweetheart. I'm happy for you both. Yeah, no, I am happy. You get to move in with your boyfriend. That's great. Susie grins as Sam turns to her and gushes. Oh, tell us about these places you've been looking at. The room fills with excited conversations and laughter. It's great to see your daughter happy. You know, speaking of moving out, I've actually been thinking about trying to get, I don't know, maybe get a second job or see if I can get a job that pays a bit better so I can move out and have my own place. I've been really considering it, but I don't know. It's a lot to consider, and I don't even have a credit card, so I have to do a lot of work. Eventually, it's time for Susie and Zach to leave and head to their new home. It turns out while you and Sam were out that afternoon, they'd been moving Susie's things as a surprise. There are a few tears, but mostly smiles, as you see them out. Even Chris has been surprisingly well behaved this evening. Hopefully it'll all work out. You close the front door and Sam disappears upstairs. When they don't return, you go and find them sitting on the floor in Susie's empty room. You slide down the wall beside them and put your arm around their shoulders. Everyone has to grow up sometime. Well, you can move the mother into Susie's room now, unless they're going to keep it like Susie's room, but I don't see why they wouldn't. Shopping, something that always seemed so tedious before the sanctions, has become even more of a chore now. You managed to get almost everything you needed for the family this evening, but you'll have to come back tomorrow to get through the week. There's a queue to lead to the car park, though it's hard to make out why in the dark. Hopefully, whatever's causing it won't be long. As the final car in front of you drives off, you realize the queue is actually due to a checkpoint set up at the exit. A friendly-looking man in an advanced uniform, CCO emblazoned in a number of places on it, approaches your car and knocks on the driver's side window. You roll it down. Good evening. Nothing to worry about. I was just wondering if I could see your team membership card. Didn't Sam sign you both up a few weeks back? You rummage in the glove box and eventually produce your card. Yep, that's all great. Thanks. Don't forget to keep an eye out for the new team lottery starting up soon. Loads of great benefits to be won. You have a nice day now. The man is all smiles as he pats the bonnet of your car and waves you off. Free prizes just for having the car? Fantastic. I like how the whole issue is like about money, about people who were formerly rich now being poor, or like losing a bunch of money, and us are being like, no, the redistribution of our wealth is important, but at the same time we're like getting filthy rich. It's weird, right? I'm not crazy, it is weird. It's a Saturday, one of your few days off, and you made the most of it. But as a late afternoon draws on, the invitation sits pinned on the fridge, staring accusingly at you. Yeah. Ah. The Channel 1 Gala is a mandatory work event, Bozeman was very quick to tell you. Also, don't you dare be late. It's probably not wise to risk Bozeman's wrath. Better go. Yep, gotta go. Best you start getting ready. You wonder if Sam will give you a lift. A drink or two might help with the enforced office socializing. Hopefully it won't be too bad. After all, you're pretty good at your job, right? You arrived on time, barely, at the Suave. No, I don't know how to say that. The whole redistributing is making the 99 the 1%. Well, it's kind of like the 99 or 1% of the 99 becoming the 1%, or, because the issue with the redistribution of wealth is that you can't constantly redistribute wealth without just forcing people to live in near poverty. And in the most part, there'll always be a way to, take money, right? If you're a politician or you have some sort of power and you can make, like, a reason, make something up that you're like, no, I need to keep my money, you're going to go for that. And you're going to keep as much of that money as possible because you don't want to live in those same abstract, poverty situations. And the same thing goes for the rest of the resources. It's hard. Redistribution of wealth just, kind of flips around how wealth is shaken out, kind of. Communism, yay or nay? I don't think I want to get into that right now. I don't really believe in political parties or like current political ideologies. I think that right now it's more, there's a lot of political, social, and financial reform that we need to consider as, not independent of each other. We need to be able to look as a big conglomerate. But again, not gonna get into politics. We got into religion last time, and that ended with femboy haram. I'm not gonna get into communism femboys, which redistribution of fem I would go for. If I could get more fem, I would. You arrive on time, barely, at the one of the oldest and grandest hotels in the capital. You're surprised to see a queue to get in, and quickly realize it's because people are being searched at the door by some very military-looking personnel in smart attire. While you're waiting, you can't help but notice just how very opulent the building is, possibly the fanciest place you've been to in your life. You submit to being patted down, and, with a sigh of relief, are led into the hotel. Once inside, you're directed to the grand ballroom, and following the signs, you marvel at the sheer scale of the place, and the amount of armed security. When you finally arrive, a very severe-looking woman at the door asks for your name. I'm Alex Winston. She curtly checks her list before whispering something to the waiter beside her. You made it just in time to be seated before dinner. Please, follow Emmanuel here to your table. The waiter smiles at you and opens one of the great double doors, gesturing for you to enter. Immediately, you can see why it's called the Grand Ballroom. You pause for a second to take it all in. You feel a slight tap on your arm, and Emmanuel gestures for you to follow him. He seats you at a table in the center. I'm losing it. He seats you at a table in the central floor area with a decent view of the stage. Clearly, you're in Bozeman's good books at the moment. You're sat with some colleagues you've seen around the Channel 1 offices before, but don't know that well. One of them informs you, far too excitedly, it's very corporate evening of awards and speeches. At least the food should be good. Dinner is indeed lovely, and with the help of the, no doubt very expensive, wine, conversation flows easily enough. In fact, much to your surprise, you're actually presented with an award for Best Newcomer to the Channel 1 family. Well, this was unexpected. As you walk up to collect it, you recognize the presenter as Dr. Adrian Atkinson Blimey of Incestors fame. Incestors? Incisors. Incestors. I'm sticking with incestors. He thanks Advance for sponsoring this year's gala, before specifically thanking Prime Minister Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement for being in attendance tonight. As you take the stage, you see the frontmost central table does indeed seat the Prime Minister, as well as Bozeman, Meghan, and some other very well-to-do types that you don't recognize. This explains all the security. As you are handed the award, Dr. Atkinson Blimey asks if you'd like to say a few words. One mistake completely changes the story narrative. Dr. Atkinson Blimey of Incestors fame. Yeah. Oh, God. I'm sorry, every time I think of incest, I just think of, what was it called? Secret Garden? I really want to finish that book, but that is probably, it's like the Brokeback Mountain of incest. It's very weird. You're a little nervous and splutter out some quick praise for Advance at Channel 1. You make a joke, thanking Dave for fleeing the country and leaving you his job. Should we throw Dave under the bus? Let's throw, no. How we can't, because that's, we can't, that's not straight and narrow. As you thank Advance, applause breaks out around the room, as both Peter and Julia stand up to magnanimously accept it, before saying the night's not about them, but thanks all the same. As you head back to your seat, you see Bozeman nodding at you with a satisfied smile on his flushed face. Clearly, that was the right speech. You think about Alabama. Just as you're finishing up dinner, one of the older people at your table points behind you. As you turn, you see Bozeman walking briskly past, with Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement in tow. You're pretty sure he was pointedly ignoring you. He seems to be introducing prime ministers to a section of people at different tables. Better than you. You finish off the rest of the meal, listen to the last few speeches, and then head home. All in all, it was a surprisingly nice evening. You might actually look forward to the next one, providing Bozeman invites you to that one, of course. Ah, my toe. Heat wave's been freaking me out. Can't make you happier now. What are these other switches for? You stepped on a Lego today? Aw, poor baby. Shut up.
We were working on it. What, you've got someone to hose down the sun, have you? Yes, they've just strapped on their wax wings. Classical illusions are no substitute for air conditioning.
Work safely. Warning, electrified controls. Wow, thank you.
Gun-toting handler. Who, Andy? I don't know what the fuck his name is, do I?
He's here to keep us safe from people like Disrupt.
Might keep us in line. Hate guns.
Hate guns.
10 seconds, everybody.
So, have got any actual real news tonight?
Well, the world's on fire. That good enough for you? Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Dawson. Our main headlines tonight. Siege mentality. The World Council today established a military blockade to enforce the unjust and punitive sanctions now entering their 10th week. In a statement from team headquarters a short time ago, Prime Minister Julia Salisbury issued a commanding response to this unprovoked escalation.
Start a revolution. Who's my good boy? Who's my good boy? Yes, you are, boy. Yeah, you're my good boy. Does that work for you? Is that what you wanted to hear? Who's your good boy? Who's your good boy? Oh, you're a good boy. Is that? Are you happy now? Are you happy?
Under the knife, Sydney celebrity Johnny Hansleaves has reportedly opted for an experimental treatment as a last-ditch effort at curing his fatal illness. Abandoned by former partner Tiffany Lamore when public opinion turned against him, it seems poor Johnny Hansleaves has had to resort to a more extreme surgical procedure. Leaked medical records revealed this file photo of Johnny's surgery.
I hope you know that this is going on YouTube. So,
Dr. Hank is known for his
and now I'm going to be the
and his buy one get one free
pet play dino now or
something.
something.
Exciting news from Advance today with the announcement of a
If
new
anything
prize
happens,
draw
blaming
for
you for
team
that
membership
one.
Card holders. Every month, lucky winners from across the country will be picked at random to receive what
Good.
Team HQ are describing as unique prizes worth more than money used to be. Take-up on the scheme has been much higher than expected, and if this lucky winner's delighted face is anything to go by, it looks like pretty soon everyone's going to have one. Glory Hall? Due to the overwhelming public disapproval of their controversial moves, Rundin's Fist announced that excavations are to be discontinued and the unfinished tunnel repurposed. Speaking from her divorce lawyer's parking lot, pitiful CEO Sophia Remington admitted the attempt to dig through the earth was short-sighted and ambitious, and unveiled the future of the abandoned hole. Sophia hailed the planned underground amusement park as a visionary design. According to a spokesman, it's just like a regular
Mystery flesh pit.
susceptible to cave-ins. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Progress today for the
You ever
Swedish
heard of the
scientific
Mystery Flesh
database
Pit? I
team.
love that.
As the
That was a
captain
really
leading their
good.
rescue mission
I don't know
found,
if it's a series,
the
but
trapped
it's
team have
good.
survived in the cave
I don't
system
know.
for many months now. But hope is on the horizon as the expedition leader is announced by the Board of Underground Theoretics. A respected professional with decades of experience, training, and knowledge, Captain Audrey Aerospace is said to be the
Audrey
only choice
Aerospace.
to successfully save the troubled scientific excursion, but an unfortunate one to be sat next to at a dinner party or social occasion. Burning down the house? The capital was put on
Burning
high
down
alert
the house.
after disrupt terrorists set an emblematic fire in the heart of Parliament Park. Violent conflict broke out at the demonstration after a mob of so-called protesters from the radical group launched an unprovoked attack on community cohesion officers in attendance. With the methods of this increasingly violent rabble becoming ever more extreme, many are asking if the military should intervene. Colonel Phineas Mad Badger Fortingley Davis of the 1st Mounted Bastards Brigade said his men were, and I quote, oiled up and ready for action.
Hell yeah.
All this,
I love it when men are oiled up and ready for action.
as well as one of the contenders in this year's Feline Football Championship and her proud owner. That's all up on tonight.
Oh, wait. This is the part where Jeremy pulls a gun on everyone. No, as a true Texan, I go to the Mystery Flesh Pit every other
Our team of correspondents has been dispatched to every corner of the country.
third moon setting of June's August cockroach uprising Independence Day. Hell yeah.
First, let's go to Megan Wolf in Shining-on-Sea to see what the scientific community.
I'm a Sapricorn.
Megan, how's the weather there?
It's absolutely glorious, Jeremy. Thank you for asking. I'm
as I am?
Oh, yes, it's wonderful, isn't it? My eyelids are sweating.
And you're part of a team carrying out a study into just what's causing this unbelievable heat, is that right?
Yes, that's correct. Yes, we want to be able to reassure the public once and for all that there's absolutely nothing to worry about and that they can enjoy their sunstroke and fossil fuels in peace.
You sound very confident about that.
Oh, very much so. I can say without any hesitation, there's really no cause for any concern.
Woohoo!
I've actually left my car.
Fossil fuels are fake. Yay!
Well, we take data from weather stations from all over the world, along with atmospheric samples, and we take all that and we feed it into this state-of-the-art computer, and very soon we'll be getting a high-tech readout of the results.
Blimey, that sounds very fancy.
I should just say, none of this would be possible without the generous support of Rivington's Fist. This is all thanks to their unrivaled investment in our future, and may I just say, complimentary personal anecdote.
Woohoo!
Oh, here we go. And, as expected, everything is absolutely fucked. Hang on. This can't be right.
Right, but obviously you said a second ago that everything is absolutely fine, so...
Well, actually, under concern level, it just says, why, God, why?
Oh, why, God, why?
Yeah? We need to evolve gills within 40 years.
Oh,
Here it just says, shit.
Look at you! This is meant to be a celebration! Can't go around looking like that!
Shit,
There you go, much
shit.
better. Can I just say thank you again to Sophia Remington for providing all
damn, I'm really craving big, sweaty, oily, furry men right about now. Please stop making me make me say things like that I'm putting this on YouTube. Please stop. I want to get that sweet. Actually, I don't have the
There you have it, Jeremy.
kids channel, whatever, Coco Melon money, and I'm not shooting for it.
Megan Warfare, attempting to do some actual news. Next, heads over to Robin Short, who's in Scritchford with some of the winners of this week's team membership lottery. Robin?
Thanks, Jeremy. I'm here in Scritchford with Gary Failsafe, a janitor at the local school, and Amelia Jackhammer, an aspiring poet.
I will forever get you demonetized.
From those who hold
Thank you.
membership cards to receive this week's
Better than
amazing
demonized, to be
prize.
honest.
How do you
Am I
feel?
right?
Filled with fervent euphoria.
Yeah, good, yeah.
And all that we had to do was fill in a quick form or two.
Wow,
Woo!
that sounds so convenient, but
Yay!
I'm dying to know, what have you won?
That's right, Robin. I've won dinner with Julia Salisbury at one of the capital's top restaurants.
Ooh, swanky.
And I've been invited to Peter Clement's house to help him dredge the gutter in.
Absolutely terrific. You must both be over the moon.
I've written a poem about it.
I've written a poem about it. I'm the poet laureate.
When the headmaster came and found me.
I was involved in a similarly brutal conflict with a particularly arduous stanza.
So you were both polishing turds?
No, I don't like to polish them. I like to keep them intact for my collection.
Oh. How unexpected.
I don't polish turds.
I write poetry.
Potato, potato. So Gary...
Do you think Peter Clement's going to let me keep the contents of his downpipe?
Probably.
There's no harm in asking, I suppose.
Would you like to hear one?
No.
Thank you. Gary, when you signed up for team membership, was it in hopes of winning the lottery, or were there other reasons?
I like a flutter, of course, but no, the boss said I had to sign up to keep coming into school.
Very sensible. It's important to know who we're trusting around our children.
Mm-hmm.
I have an unpublished book of sonnets about children. Perhaps you'd like to hear one.
No!
Or an anthology of haikus on the death of innocence.
I'd rather hear about Gary's turd collection.
Really? I thought you might say that.
Are you alright?
Ooh, my love. Ooh.
It's inspiration and
It's
delicious.
delicious. Ooh.
Right you are.
Ooh.
Today on the show there's no news. Just a man who keeps multiple poos.
Yeah, this big one's my favourite. See how it's fibrous, really lovely texture.
Would you encourage other people to enter for their chance to win?
If it's colour you're looking for, take a gander at old Blue Eyes here.
Mm-hmm.
The national news lost its way when it covered some crap on a tray.
Some of these are quite rare.
Maybe that was unfair.
And that's all we have time for today.
Yoo-hoo!
Back to you, Jeremy.
Thanks, Robin. What a lucky pair they are. And finally in this segment, it's over to Patrick Bannon, who's gone to the smelliest town in the country to see how the unprecedented weather is affecting the locals. Patrick?
Hello there, Jeremy. Hello, yes. I'm here live in Grizzleford, which has recently voted the smelliest town in the country. And I have to say that, you know, in this heat, the smell really is. I mean, it's something else. Barry Lardons, mate, you've lived here your whole life. How'd you put up with the stink?
Well, we're just all very proud of our achievements.
I messed up. I messed up.
Tell that, look at him, proud as punch. Do you know what it's like, son, being the second smelliest town? No, I don't. Living in the shadow of Arseminster.
Arseminster.
But who's laughing now, eh?
Well, not me, that's for sure. So what happened, mate?
Right, the good people from Remington's Fist came in and saved the
I just want to point out that that's basically my setup at this point, with all those diodes exposed, because of how Baby Blue's missing the side panel. Although, I might be able to... No, I don't know.
whatever they wanted to put it here.
Does the stink not affect your life in every way, Barry? I mean, perhaps if you're filling in a tax return or completing the physical act of love.
It's strong at first, but you get used to it after several weeks of your first bout of sickness. The judges were very impressed.
So, what's sickness?
Oh, that's nothing to worry about. It takes a few minutes before you develop any symptoms. Now, folk are saying something about the production line and how they dump carcasses directly into the water main, but I think it's probably a few valves on the high street.
On the high street? Should I see a doctor? What are the symptoms?
Well, the first one is asking stupid questions. Then folk experience a lot of inhibition.
Cough, do they? When was the last time you brushed your teeth, you stinking old tramp?
Next recording is a period of randomly bursting into song, followed immediately by delusions of grandeur.
Is that me?
Sexy Patrick Bannon, he's wearing sexy shorts now. Oh my God, look at me. I'm like a stallion. I'm gorgeous. Why didn't you tell me? I should take my shirt off. You know what?
Take it off. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off.
Deserved self-confidence.
Love the Bannon. Feel the Bannon. Oh man.
And the
Ennui.
all that's left now are the hallucinations and unconsciousness.
No, Dottie. Was that you? Why are you made out of elbows? You know I don't eat opinions.
I eat opinions.
Oh, don't worry, folks. Once he wakes up, he'll be just fine. We'll just find a place to stick him where it won't matter how many times he evacuates his bowels. Right, that's all here from Grizzleford, a town that's really making a stink. I'm Barry Lardons. Back to you, Jeremy.
Thanks, Baron. With a naval blockade being set up around our coastline as we speak, when we come back, I'll be talking to 3 members of the general public who appear to be here purely for medical reasons. Don't go away. Unless, of course, you've got something better to do. We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back.
I don't care. I cut it early. I don't care.
But even for you.
I don't care. It's done. I am done. It's 200 fucking degrees in here, and I can't do this anymore.
You say this every Friday.
I've done something.
What do you mean? Jeremy?
My mic is still...
Alright. This time, don't cut it when he puts the gun to his head. We're not gonna put the tape in.
We should be doing an interview with the War Minister, or a report from Grenfell Downs. Even the weather will be more fucking relevant than this.
Jeremy, please, breathe. It's just something like to keep people's minds off things.
Exactly, which is wrong. People's minds should be very much on things. Christ, it's so fucking hot.
Please take the seats as quickly as you can.
I can't do this anymore, Jenny. I've had enough. That's it. This is just
10 seconds. Get over yourself, Jeremy. Why don't you stop feeling sorry for yourself for 5? Not 2, 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News.
Woo!
Your host, Jeremy Donaldson. Later, we'll be talking to the captain of the territory's first cat football team, Professor
Woo!
Pumpkin. But first, I'm joined by 3 guests with some balmy bodily behaviours. Joining me is a woman who's been hiccuping for over 9 months. Isn't that right, Miss Piercy?
Yes, that's right.
Yes. Tell us, what brought all this on?
Well, it's all a bit of a blur, Jeremy, to be totally frank with you. So I was watching your show and I remember seeing the news about the election. And I haven't stopped since.
Fascinating stuff. Also here is Frankie Steampipe. Perhaps you could explain to us exactly what your physiological foreboil is.
I'm here to say it's high time people like me were respected. We're constantly overlooked in the workplace, we're whispered about on buses, and we're asked politely to leave children's birthday parties. And it's disgusting. I'm sorry, my bowels have comic timing.
And finally, I'm
Comic timing? I love that. I didn't know that's what he said before.
aimed at him. How do you cope with that, Mr. Truman?
With a combination of booze, self-hatred, and hardcore pornography.
Is that
Not according to my therapist.
Well, in that case, let's speak to Rose. Tell me, how does the hiccuping impact you?
I get shushed a lot, which is hard. At work, they've asked me to stop answering the phones. It's really uncomfortable.
Well, I find it really fucking irritating.
People tend to believe your story?
Fuck no.
Actually, I've been surprised at how much support I've received.
And Frankie, why have you come here today?
Because my wife left me, and I was hoping that the fame would win her back.
We've started a group for people with ailments deemed broadly comical by society. It's called Take Us Seriously.
That's right. And we bloody well mean it.
And who's joined so far?
A bunch of fucking losers.
It's just us so far.
And how much success have you had?
Well, we've seen some real positive changes.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but it's been a runaway success.
Shit all. Not a single person come to our fun run, and all of our leaflets fell in the canal.
Well, Miss Piercy, some people are saying your condition was actually caused by the shocking events of that night. What do you think?
Come down, Mr. Donaldson, that's absolute rubbish.
What it'd be like to have a pair of tits.
Could you? I'm sorry, it's very hot. What was I thinking?
That you're a team fuck puppet?
No.
Or a sellout cunt?
Apologies. Just a reminder that he can't help it. And hey, if this isn't live television, then what is it?
Fuckfest of propaganda masquerading as journalism.
Right, Frankie, Rose, tell us, how can the viewers get involved with your cause?
Yes, we're holding a sponsored run in Capital Park next weekend. It's called the No Smiles 13 Miles.
No, it's called the No Laugh Half. What did I say before the show?
That it was the team pulling Jeremy Donaldson's strings.
No, I didn't say.
Well, we may have to end that there, unfortunately. What a harmless bit of fun.
Steady on!
This is exactly what I'm talking about. We demand respect.
Yes, well, later, I'll be talking to Professor Pumpkin. A ginger tabby with a world-class pair of penalty paws.
Woo!
Is that really necessary?
No, it isn't. Let go. Not you.
Unhand him at once!
Enough! That's enough! Enough!
What are you doing?
Trying not to piss myself.
Alex, cut.
Don't you dare! Don't you fucking dare cut to the ads before I tell you to. Now, you in the broadcast centre, both results Cape Cod, you listen to me. You cut to the ads before I tell you to.
Wait, should we cut to the ads early or what?
Person in this studio. I am thinking about what I'm doing. I've been thinking about it for a long time. We all should be. Christ, it's so fucking hot in here. Do you remember when we used to do the real news?
Don't cut.
Lottery winners and bloody cat football. We are on the brinks of a siege, the likes of which the world hasn't seen in hundreds of years. The enemy is at the gates, and I'm stuck here talking to these 3 fucking idiots.
I think my hiccups have stopped.
You three, get the fuck out of my studio. Go on, now, go! Before I change my mind. Jenny, lock the doors. Lock the doors.
Yes, Jeremy.
Now, good. Yes. Now, right. You in the broadcast centre. Alex, you listen to me. You pay attention. Now, I'm sure you've already loaded up exactly what you're going to play in the commercial, but today is going to be a little bit different. Look to your right. Yes, really. Look to your right. There is a VHS tape, and I want you to load it into one of your machines, and when I say so, and not before, you play it. You've got about 15 seconds, so I wouldn't waste any time. Now, all cameras, all of you, on me. When we come back, we're going to do the fucking news. And because every single thing that comes out of this studio is either...
Wait. When you say don't cut, do you mean leave it on, like don't go to the ad at all? Just leave Jeremy on screen and see what he you know? Is that what you meant, Shibuya? Don't cut until he says so? Okay.
The one-sided, or for now, we're going to show the other side thing. For a bit of fucking balance. Like the good old days. Alex, play the fucking tape. I don't want to hurt any of you. If I see something I don't like, I will not hesitate to start by killing this man. Now, reset the system for the third segment. I imagine the ratings are going to be through the roof.
Woo! Do you think we should try a run where we don't cut to the ads ever? I tried it, it just fails you? Okay.
What do you mean they didn't play it? Why the fuck didn't they play it? Alex, what the heck is wrong with you? You had a chance to make a real fucking difference.
Jeremy, calm down.
You fucking calm down. How long?
8 seconds.
You. What's your name?
Andy.
Of course it fucking is.
Jeremy, put the gun down, please.
How long?
We're going live now.
Welcome back to what's left of the National Nightly News. Our main story tonight. There is a fucking massive military blockade being set up around this country. We are surrounded and outgunned, as incidentally am I. Now I have asked for all the security doors to be locked, the studio doors to be locked, but security is on its way. So, I doubt we'll have much time. But while there is, let's try and do the fucking news. Our first guest tonight is Jenny. She works here in production, and earlier today she told me she put forward several news stories. Older viewers will remember those, but they've all been rejected. So tell us, Jenny, what's somehow less important than Barnum and Bailey's Amazing Chick Circus and Commander Pumplenuts, the fucking cat footballer?
That's Professor Pumpkin.
Really, Jenny? There isn't much time. There isn't much time. Come on, just one real news story.
I don't know, I can't think. I'm trying.
Christ! You haven't even taken into public ownership yet. I mean, might as well be one from Julia fucking Salisbury's no doubt immaculate kill room. And this gallant knight, in slightly shattered armour, is Andy. He's a CCO. What's that stand for, Andy?
Community Cohesion Officer.
And what does that mean, Andy?
Well, we aim to strive...
No, you utter prick. I mean, what does that mean? What is a CCO? What are you?
Community...
Policeman! You're a policeman.
You're a policeman.
That's what we used to be called.
Used to be? It was less than 2 months ago. What the hell is wrong with you all? Jenny, any recollections yet?
Nothing's springing to mind.
All right then. Looks like you're in the hot seat, Andy. Exciting, eh? I mean, that's what you joined up for, wasn't it? Excitement? It's your first hostage situation.
Yeah.
Yes. Pretty shitty you ended up being the hostage, eh? Never mind. How many people have you arrested for not carrying or having their ID cards?
Well, firstly, we don't arrest anymore. We invite for consultation, and they're not ID cards.
Don't be a bell end all your life, Andy. You know what I mean. Answer the question.
Well, it shouldn't have to be a big deal to prove who you are.
Only the guilty have something to fear.
Well, yes, actually.
How desperately naive.
Look, I'm just a police officer. CCO.
Just following orders.
Oh, come on, mate. That's not fair.
It was rhetorical. Jenny, ready to spill the beans yet?
Jeremy, please stop. I'm scared. Alex didn't even play your tape. This is pointless. It's over. Jeremy.
I was going to quit tonight. I had notes. See? I had notes. See? There's a recording. A VHS tape. A message from Disrupt. I haven't heard it, but I know what it's trying to say, and I wanted you at home to hear it. To listen to the other side and make up your own minds. But Alex Winston, who works in production, decided it was not for your eyes and ears. It was not for broadcast. Maybe Alex will play it after the next break. Doesn't matter. Tomorrow morning will arrive in every major news broadcaster worldwide. But I wanted you to hear it first. To listen to what Disrupt had to say about this unreported country. Because Disrupt denies...
Oopsies, you're screwed. I'm screwed? What do you mean I'm screwed?
They're now the ones investigating, looking for evidence, trying to make the world a better place. And me? I'm in this newsroom interviewing Jeff fucking Algebra. What Disrupt have to say is important. You might not agree with all of it, but you should still hear it and make up your own minds.
Are you serious? Disrupt. A credible source. Get more objectivity out of Alan fucking Jones.
Oh my god, are you being deliberately obtuse? Why can't any of you understand? There's no such thing.
That's how I get killed by Disrupt. That's...
Aaron, shit! Aaron! Oh shit, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
He's bleeding. It's in his shoulder.
First aid. Whoa, we need first aid.
He doesn't need first aid. He needs a fucking ambulance.
Paramedics. There'll be paramedics for the security.
Unlock those doors.
No! Don't do that.
Jeremy, he's bleeding. He could die.
Yes, but if you open the door, that's a gift.
How did you think this was going to end?
Why are you even here today? It's supposed to be your day off.
My date cancelled. I thought it'd be more fun to be here than moping around at home. Truth be told, I wanted to see you. Being annoyed with you is like wearing a comfy jumper.
It's the nicest thing you've said to me.
Let's not make it the last.
Right. All remaining cameras on me. In a minute, I'm going to ask Jenny to unlock the doors. No. Only Aaron, our cameraman, can get the medical attention he needs. I should imagine I'll get arrested for this. It wasn't the graceful. I had a speech. I was meant to be resigning with a flourish of honour. A last hurrah!
Ah!
I was going to wish you all one last peaceful night. Can't see that happening now. Still, I want to have one last stab at the news before I go. You see, there's so much more we're not telling you. There's large groups of scientists, and they're testing something. Something loud and something... What was that? I didn't think it over there. I didn't mean to shoot him.
Stay back, please. Mr. Donaldson,
Stand
you
back,
have
Jenny.
10 seconds to lower your weapon. If you do not comply, we will open fire.
God,
10.
cut to the ads.
9.
Alex, cut to the ads.
7. 6.
God,
5.
wait, put the gun down.
4. 3. 2.
So you both know I wouldn't do very well in prison.
Jeremy, no!
No.
Didn't cut. Didn't cut. Out my ears.
Ferris wheel. Carousel.
Peaceful night. See a man stand up for his belief. Ah, I didn't get to see the achievements. Whatever. Generous bonus. Multiple holidays. Nothing you can't afford. I've been just insider trading. What? Excuse me? How? Oh, was it because I didn't cut and I let Jeremy kill him or get killed? You wake up, still partly in shock from what you saw on the news last night. What you had to edit on the news last night. When you come downstairs, you find your family sat in the living room, waiting for you. You take a seat on the sofa between Sam and Susie. Sam swallows before starting. We were so worried about you last night after Jeremy with the gun. Sam chokes down a sob. It was awful. On national television. How could he have done that? And now... After a horrible pause, Sam finally asks, "Are you okay, honey?" "Yeah, I'll be fine." Sam looks to the kids, then back at you. "We saw that you chose not to play that tape." They pause before continuing, and I couldn't help but wonder why. It seemed like the right thing to do. I think you did the right thing. I mean, it was a crazy situation, but playing the tape could have been really dangerous, Charlie says quietly. You hadn't realized how much his support would mean from you. It's good to have your son on your side. For what it's worth, Alex, I think you're in an impossible situation, and somehow you managed to make the right call. Sam throws their arms around you. Only you were stuck in that studio, having to make that choice. No one can criticize what you did, and I'm proud of you. Never been so grateful to have Sam support you. You take a deep breath and gather your thoughts. It's all a lot to take in. You're not sure you fully process what happened last night, let alone what Charlie and Sam think about it all. You look to your daughter. We never agreed on anything, but even I don't think that you could be so stupid. She throws a newspaper on the coffee table, and Jeremy's face stares up at you from the front page. All you had to do was play it, and you couldn't even do that right. She gets up and leaves the room, clapping slowly as she goes. You sigh and absent-mindedly turn on the TV. Nice, you at least got some company. The TV is playing through some old Western show, but it's not quite as distracting as you'd hope. You were never going to please everyone. A questionable choice? You got off work early today. A rare enough occurrence to put a spring in your step. As you close the front door, you can hear excited conversation bubbling from the kitchen. Clearly someone's popped round for a cuppa on Sam's Friday off. Hopefully there's still some biscuits left. As you enter, you see Sam, Susie, and Zach are all laughing and discussing something. As soon as she sees you, your daughter turns and enthusiastically presents her hands, which sports a prominent diamond ring. Look, Zach proposed. We're engaged. Oh my god, that's amazing news. I'm so happy for you. The pair of them end up staying for dinner. They've moved pretty quickly, but But when you know. You're generally pleased for them, whatever happens. I never really believed, listen, divorces exist, and yes, they're necessary. They're messy, but, I don't know. It's a decision. I think that marriage is kind of weird in the first place. I don't know if I'd necessarily want to get married, because it's more of I guess it's symbolic as much as it is, legal, but I don't know. Who knows? I guess my partner would have access to, European citizenship, so that would be cool. Maybe I'll move to Europe. I've been thinking about that. I might. Maybe. Free healthcare there. You'll always be there for her, either way. You don't think you'll ever get married? Do you want to get married, Shibuya? A burden born. Uh-oh. It's been 6 months since you and Sam last discussed Grandma's ever-increasing medical costs, and Emma, whilst very pleasant, has proved as expensive a nurse as you feared. You can't quite believe it's been that long already, but the sanctions are really starting to hit home now, and unfortunately the government's only solution to help the ailing elderly is a day trip to a transition center. Why does everything always seem to come back to money? Not really. They're like expensive and stuff. You don't have to have an expensive wedding. My cousin got married on my parents' farm, actually, and all they did was they rented some DJ equipment. They had a friend who was a DJ, and they basically rented a tent and catering, and that was it. It was like $1 or $2 or something like that, maybe a little bit more, but that was it. And it was big, it was beautiful. We did a whole lot of work too to make it look really nice, so it went really, really well. The neighbors were setting off fireworks the whole time, which was weird, but whatever. Why does everything always seem to come back to money? This time, it's you at the kitchen table, surrounded by bills and paperwork, when Sam comes to join you. Today, Emma told you that there was really nothing more you could do, except an expensive, experimental new treatment that might not even help. Sometimes your mom wants the treatment. More often, she talks about visiting a transition center. It's hard to know which she really wants. Sam puts a hand on yours. What are we going to do, honey? She's your mother. It has to be your choice. Alright, what should we do? Should we do the treatment or should we do the transition center? I guess technically this is us trying to keep everyone alive. So let's... treatment? Alright, treatment it is. It's a difficult choice. Holiday time. Hell yeah. It's a difficult choice. You never know when you might need that money. Particularly for the kids. What if Charlie gets in an accident? We have plenty of money, it's fine. What if Zach and Susie's new house floods and they need your help? But what if you could give them a few more good years with their grandmother? Surely that's worth the cost. Yay! Year 2. So Jeremy is like confirmed dead. Jeremy's not coming back with Disrupt. Jeremy's like dead. Anyways, so for this stream, I think what I'm going to do is I might end it after this broadcast because I kind of do want to actually get some good sleep in. I haven't been sleeping much lately.
Ask me to ask you to keep it light. Well, what does that mean? Means to do that thing you do where you turn politicians into humans. Just don't get drawn into talking about the war with politics in general.
They do know this is the news, don't they?
You won't hear from me. Apparently, there's a call at Team HQ right now. I'm just doing a speech or something to like figure out my ladies.
Oh, great. So they get the brains and we get the performing monkey.
Sometimes you sound just like him, you know.
Oh.
Ten seconds, everybody.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. This is the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolf. It's the 140th day of war.
our main headlines tonight. Company of heroes. Skirmishes on land and sea again today as our armed forces tested the mettle of the World Council's illegal blockade. Advance's strategy of multiple small-scale incursions into the disputed zone is certainly keeping the enemy on high alert, unable to work out where or when the next strike will come. Proud parents throughout the territory find themselves ever more impressed by the bravery and commitment of their incredible children and the job they're doing keeping supply
I feel
lines
kind of
open
like
against
solemn right now. Like I don't know.
Don't starve.
I feel really
Advance's
bad for
food
killing
program moved
Jeremy.
from strength to strength today as rationing depots were opened in the last remaining unfed areas of the territory. The rationing depots have been constructed in record time, and the government's agricultural coordination strategy has seen shelves restocked with increasing regularity. And judging by the looks on this happy family's faces, it can't come a moment too soon. They'll be getting a good meal tonight on the government, just like the rest of us.
I want the new
7
Patrick
days to
Bannon
die.
already.
A
I like new
recent
Patrick
decision to
Bannon.
allow those with long-term health conditions to access transition centres has today been declared an overwhelming success. Previously available only to those in their final years, the expansion of the service has been met with relief by the many organisations calling for it to be opened up to the wider community. The transition centres have reported larger than expected numbers, but report that they are coping well and able to provide a complete and meaningful service to all who choose to use it. Populace. More than 11% of the population have thus far failed to register for a team membership card, a worrying statistic given that the cards are a legal requirement from midnight tonight. It's up to the other 59% of us to remind our tardy friends that not taking advantage of all the exclusive services available to cardholders is now, as it should be, absolutely criminal. Sympathy for the devils? A poorly attended protest was held today by struggling self-styled resistance movement Disrupt. Support for the organisation has been falling after this and other news outlets showed the public their true colours. And while it's easy to feel some sympathy for them now, as their numbers dwindle and their attempts to garner support grow more desperate, let's not forget how threatening they could be in greater numbers. And finally, absent friends. Sad news today as the grave of former National Nightly News host Jeremy Donaldson is vandalised by radical Disrupt activists. The much-loved broadcaster suffered a very tragic public breakdown 10 weeks ago in an incident which ultimately cost him his life. Disrupt spokesman Alan James, whose organisation last week named Mr. Donaldson as the force's
What do you
first
mean
martyr,
no?
described the graffiti as a fitting tribute to a hero of the resistance. But first tonight, with the war about to enter its 21st week, I'll be chatting with Peter Clement live in an exclusive team talk from his home in Lancashire. Don't go away. You won't want
Yeah,
to
they
miss a
did
second
ruin his
of
grave.
tonight's National Nightly News.
It sucks that they claimed him too, right? Like he never really chose. He was never like in support or well, I guess he was, but they kind of like desecrated his grave rather, you know, like that was oh well he would want us to, you know, spray paint his grave. Like I don't think that really like he would. He would want you to do more work, you know?
Later in the programme, I'm thrilled to say I'll be chatting with mega pop star Lil C, who's going to
Lil
be treating us to
C.
a world premiere of her new single. And then after that, in part 3, we've got something new I promise you won't want to miss. But first tonight, let's check in with Prime Minister Peter Clement, who's coming to us through the magic of television all the way from his home in Lancashire. Are you receiving me, Prime Minister?
Loud and clear, Miss Wolf. Loud and clear.
Well, let's start with the obvious. What's that in your hand, Prime Minister?
Cheeky cow. But yeah, it's true. 75 days without an alcoholic drink, and I've got to say, I'm beginning.
Oh my God! Wait, Peter Clement is like sober now?
I made a promise to Mrs. C, and as my old man used to say,
A promise is worth keeping?
with something like that, only with assholes.
So, I've heard from my sources that you and the illustrious Mrs. C plan to take your winter break somewhere a little different this year.
That's right. We're planning a walking holiday right here in the territories, which is different for us because, like you, Megan, I've always been a big fan of those warm foreign beaches.
I think destroying the grave of one of your supporters isn't the best idea for marketing. Yeah, it really is like almost disrespectful, because it's like, even in death you have to work for us. You have to be, you know,
business leaders, ministers and such.
you have to be a part of us. You know, you can't even rest easy because of, you know, our plight.
This doesn't smell much like team spirit.
Um,
After all, as the old man used to say, when life gives you shite, make shite pie.
It works just as well with lemons and lemonade.
I suppose it does.
Prime Minister, maintaining a healthy body like yours at a time of national crisis must require some demanding planning. What's your regime and how do you go about it all?
Well, the truth be told, it's all down to Claude, my infinitely patient personal trainer. He's a man with a plan. I'm just the prat with a fat.
On that very subject, how are you and Mrs. C handling living on rations?
Well, let me tell you, Megan, back in the 50s, when I worked for you backstage for your Patrick Brannan's dad, did you know I did that?
I think everyone knows that, Prime Minister.
Well, what you probably didn't know was that Graham Bannon was a right tightwad, paid the bare bloody minimum and still found every possible excuse he could to dock your pay even further. I remember he once docked me a whole fiver for having an unacceptably smelly lunchbox type bastard. Anyway, what I'm saying is back then I ate a lot less than...
Hold on. When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Ah, no, I can't do the Peter. I can't do the. What is his name? Cave Johnson. Was that it?
I am now, even under rationing. We all did. And let's face it, there were still plenty of people in this country who could afford to lose a little bit of weight.
You notice that we can just go to the no signal, and that still works?
Prime Minister, we know you're very busy, but one final question, if I may.
Oh, we're not allowed to. Never mind.
When
I
you
take
get
it back.
home from a long day, your head full of the territory's hopes and fears, what music do you listen to when you work out to take your mind off things?
Well, I know I've got a bit of a reputation for being an old fuddy-duddy, but I'd be lying if I didn't say there's something about Little C that just demands one's attention.
Well, let's hope
What?
you're watching, Prime Minister, because she is going to be talking and performing live after the break.
Oh, I'll be watching. After all, as my old man used to say, everything's a treat on a boring Friday with nothing but the wind up your shunt.
It's Wednesday, Prime Minister.
I think the expression still stands.
Peter Clement, thank you for joining me. I don't know about you at home, but I think there's something
I only got
of inspiration there.
16k minutes on Spotify
When we come back,
Wrapped.
Lil C is going to be giving us the debut performance of her new single, and I'll be getting to meet her. As her biggest fan, I don't mind telling you I'm pretty excited. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back. Great pain to start.
Was that even news?
I think you forgot to ask him what his favourite number is.
Oh, I must have forgotten that in all the excitement.
So assuming it's not vodka, what do you think's actually in that milk? I reckon it's the tears of his enemies.
You are one disturbed individual.
Sour Coke.
Hell yeah, baby. We don't have the fan anymore. I'm quite sad. I like how the model is slowly, like, decaying. It's probably my favorite part of this whole thing. What's my favorite letter? As in the alphabet? Yeah? L. I like L. It's a very versatile letter. Changes a lot, you know.
She any good?
What is this dude doing?
My kids go mad for it, absolutely.
Live in 10 seconds.
Hang on, Colin, you've got kids.
Yeah, I've got about 6 or 7, I think.
What?
5.
Oh, I thought they were going at it for a bit.
Thanks for coming back. Later, we have an exciting new feature that we just know you're going to love. So
It
stay
does.
tuned for
He's
that.
like the
But
black
first,
of
I'm really excited
the
for our
alphabet,
next
you
guest.
know, it goes with
She
everything.
rose to prominence as the delightful Susie May in All My Daughter's Children's Men, before taking the music industry by storm this year with her debut album smashing the chart records at the age of just 20. Let's give it up and welcome Lil C. May I just say, you look incredible.
Oh, thanks, babe. I'm doing this new regime and it really does work.
What's the regime?
My manager suggested it to me. It basically involves bathing in like cabbage water and then having the leaves sucked out of you while you sleep.
Wow, is that healthy?
Oh, well, look at me, Meg. The leaves are my only nourishment.
Yep, they certainly are. Now, you'll have to forgive me, but I'm somewhat of a super fan, so I'm sorry if I get a bit starstruck.
Oh, bless you. I've never actually heard of you before, so if you do get a little tongue-tied, I can always carry the interview.
Woo! That's good to know. So your first album, F My Face Together, it hit shelves this summer and it just exploded. I mean, what's that like for you?
Bonkers, just so weird. I was in the papers and the magazines. Overnight, I went from that like annoying little girl from that show to that like sexy little girl from that show.
Wow, that must have been bizarre.
Not really. It was just like any other morning. You know, get up at 5, go on a 4-mile run, have 3 meetings on my cabbage bath, but then only then was my dad actually talking to me.
Oh, of course. I mean, the famed country singer, Dean Short. I didn't know you'd been estranged.
There's nothing that strange about it, Meg.
That's nothing strange
Okay,
about
yes, you
it.
may believe that aliens told him to hate women, but there really isn't anything to prove that he's wrong.
No, aliens are sexist. They are.
Into your popularity. I mean, did that change your life?
Well, I had to start wearing like nicer underwear, you know, for the paparazzi. But as my manager says, best to make the most of it before I'm 30.
Is that right? So what's the album about?
So I thought it was about like how pretty and great I am, but actually it's about monetizing youth, I think, or about like promoting an unrealistic standard of beauty or something.
Your manager again.
Yeah, he says insecurity is an
Have you ever seen a girl alien? Don't think so. Yes, I have.
You telling us all this?
Telling you all what? It really doesn't matter what I say here. I'll do my
Starfire from Teen Titans.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, we're going to see some of those famous dance moves very shortly because you're going to be performing your new single, aren't you?
Yeah, it's from my album Put It In My A Together and it's out tomorrow.
So soon, after the last one.
Oh yeah, I've actually released 2 albums since lunchtime and a clothing line during this interview. See, this is called Cry for Help and it's going to be in all the best high street and retailer shops. And it's out now! So girlies, you know what to do. Scream and cry until somebody gets it for you.
Ooh, there she goes. Blimey. All these projects, they're keeping you very busy, aren't they? It must be tough.
Yeah, it can get tough and I hate
Name a
it
different one, not from a show.
crying
Two,
for
two,
the
two, 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 two,
bathroom
two.
but then
Hold
I
on,
know
give me a second.
thousands of girls who do anything to be me, so you must be quite lucky.
You know you don't have to do this, though, don't you?
Yeah, I do think that sometimes. Most nights between like my 4th booker and the 8th time a stranger slaps me around the arse. I think things could have been different, you know, like better. But I don't know.
Let me think. Let me think. I can really buckle down.
Did you always want to do music?
Well, ever since I was a little girl, I did. I'd sit in front of the radio, and as soon as my favourite girl group would come on, I'd press record on my cassette. And then my dad would come in and tell me to turn it off and to go back upstairs and start practicing again.
Sorry, is your dad your manager?
Yeah, which can be tough. And sometimes when it gets really hard, he'll say, "Make Quagler proud, and you might just survive childbirth."
Well, you know what? Despite anything, you'll make me proud.
I'm trying to think. I really can't think of one.
As valuable it is.
And on that problematic note, you're going to be singing your song for us soon, aren't you? Tell me about it.
So it's called These Babies Gonna Bring You Home, and I actually got sent the lyrics in the car on the way up here. You know what? It's actually alright.
Oh, I got one. Do 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 do. What was her name?
We'll see you in a little bit.
Well,
Type of pleasure to chat to her, and I just can't wait to hear this. Oh, so here is
SK, SK,
exclusive first performance.
SK, SK from.
Bring you home.
Do 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 do.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Force's favorite, The Queen of Team, here to break in your blockades. Well,
Hold on. No, I go SK. SK from Genosha. Boom. Not a show. Woman alien. Done. Try it. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Oh baby, can't you see I'm hungry? There's a place in me that's empty. I want that meat you're packing. Only you can fill that crack in me. I'm under siege, so come and free me. Ain't no disruption here, boy, I got no agenda. Just want the team and me. No bloody foreign member. Don't stop no morning till there's holes in me that ain't been filled yet. I only scream this loud when you do your country proud. I ain't no vicar's daughter. Come and skirmish on my border. Quick before I get much older. Tie me down and pour me like an enemy soldier. An enemy soldier. So let them try and break our dream. We fight and love and die at two. So what a Peter Clemens boys can come and use me as a toy. I wanna see some action. So come and break my sanctions.
Oh, that's not fair.
I've been this wild and free since Mama burdened me. She was only 53, but gave to save her family. There's no one judging me if I'm the one that's in your fantasy. Don't die alone.
No.
It's gonna bring you home. I ain't no vicar's daughter. Come and skirmish on my border. Quick before I get much older. Tie me down and pour me like an enemy soldier. An enemy soldier. So what if Peter Clemens boys can come and use me as a toy and lift me over, grab my hair, rip off my clothes and done from there. I wanna see some action, so come and break my sanctions.
I sucked. That was that was horrible. I did terrible. But I landed it perfectly on Megan at the very end there.
Finally be revealing the new segment of our show that we just know you're going to love. We'll be back right after this.
And we're out.
Can I just say, thank you so much for letting me do this. It really means a lot to me, you know.
Yeah.
To be able to promote myself on such a mainstream platform like the news.
Well, don't worry about it. And you know what? Good luck for the future. Take care of yourself. This industry can be crazy sometimes. Watch out for that father of yours.
Oh, no. I manage myself. It's just, you know, for the public to have that certain perspective. You know what it's like.
Oh, right.
And Michael? Michael?
What about Billy Bob Jean Short? Is he?
Oh, my dad. He's such a sweetheart. We both had the same agents, you know, like it just made sense. Both of us saw our image together.
Wow.
And Michael, I want to see the revenue share for the clothing line and get me a G&T before my meeting with the lube guys. If they say for your pleasure, I'm going to start meeting it.
I feel that. You know, some lube contains lidocaine? Did you know that? It's true. Did you know
Jen, there weren't enough flowers in my dressing room.
Sorry. Did you know I ate a quarter tube of lube in a car after high school one day? That's also true.
I'll tell you what, just keep adding flowers until it feels like 12. Got it?
Absolutely, right away. 10 seconds. 5, 4.
Is that algebra? Just saying. Just asking.
Thanks for joining us for part 3. We've been teasing you about our new feature all night, and now the wait is finally over. I can reveal that every night on the show we'll be treated to an episode of an informative and hilarious new segment called The Notice Board. It stars some top talent and we're very excited about it. But before we see it, let's have a quick chat with the writer, director and phenomenon, may I say, Jeff Algebra, guys!
Actually, I've dropped the algebra. I go by Jeff DePoon now. How'd you like that?
Yeah, very fancy. I suppose you need a new name now that you're a successful artiste.
Well, exactly. I'm earning enough to pay taxes now.
Oh.
It's shit.
And how does Angela feel about all this? Your wife?
Shoot, I'm making bad calls.
Oh, God, no. No. No, she's long gone. No, she was holding me back. I'm with Norm now. We were married last month.
Woo! Congratulations!
Yeah.
And, why did you write this? What was your inspiration?
Oh, well, I received a telephone call offering me 25 grand to write a protein sitcom. And I heard my father's voice. It said, Jeff, you listen here, boy. You make hay while the sun shines. You wring every penny you can get out of this. So I wheeled him down to the transition centre, got out my typewriter and started clacking. Utter shite.
And without further ado, let's give it up for the notice board.
Good morning, Miss Craven.
Oh, morning, Ray.
Everything all right, Mrs. Craven? You look as worried as the vicar in closing time.
Oh, Ray, it's those young louts. They've vandalized my shop again.
No!
Yes! They've written all sorts of obscene language and crude pictures, and I know it's those damn youths.
I don't know. It could be the vicar at closing time.
The vicar at closing time.
Ever become productive members of the community? What if they never see the error of their ways and end up as social outcasts, such as shoplifters or bong rats?
Don't worry, Mrs. Craven. This is a very supportive community, and I'm sure that in time they will fit into this society like this key into this lock. See? Works like a charm.
What a lovely way to put it, Ray. And just like that, we can unlock their future.
Yes, yes. Wow.
Sorry, I had to double down on that laugh track.
Letters in my collection today.
Oh, I think that one's addressed to me.
What? This one? Oh, so you're right. Here it is.
It's a letter from my granddaughter, Brenda. She says she got an A on her maths exam because one of her friends has been helping her. She was always a team player, was our Brenda.
What's up? Losers!
Oh! No! It's
Brad.
He's the coolest guy in the village.
That's right. I just got here on my motorbike.
Oh, clear off, Brad. We don't want any of your ilk around here.
Rad dudes.
Rat dudes
Ruffians.
who have attitude.
Tag the notice board with your gang signs.
No way. I've actually come to pin
When
my
you
red
slap tag your street signs with your stupid.
What did you say? Tutoring?
Sorry.
That's right. Not very important. Would you mind, Ray?
Not at all.
So you, a young person, have been spending your time helping others and not just urinating on churches or huffing
Vaping in smoking areas?
You know what? We misjudged you based on how young and cool you are and not on your actions.
No doy.
So it wasn't you who vandalized my shop last night or called me a rancid old crone from the back of a chopper?
No way. It can't have been me. I was too busy helping my friend Brenda with her maths homework.
Could you speak up?
Do you vape? I do not vape.
Thought for a minute there that you
I don't vape. I don't smoke.
You daft old sow.
Did you hear that, Ray?
Oh, yes, what a wonderful surprise. I now respect you as a man.
Put her there, Ray.
Hold on, let me do the laugh.
What the heck? Give us a hug.
What was that? Was that the bombs going off? Oh.
Reports from across the continent of what appear to be what appear to be nuclear explosions in 4 major cities. Initial estimates put the death toll into the millions. I'm being told we're experiencing power fluctuations as a result, so apologies for any interruption to this broadcast for you at home. And apparently we can head over to team headquarters for an emergency broadcast from Prime Minister Julie Salisbury any moment now. Yep, yes, let's go to that now.
Good evening, citizens and leaders of the world. Minutes ago, operatives working for Advance detonated nuclear explosives simultaneously in 4 major cities across the continent. We have similar devices in 58 other urban centres and will not hesitate to detonate them if our conditions are not met in full and without delay. The people of our territory will no longer tolerate your illegal and genocidal blockade. You are to remove it immediately. We will accept nothing less than your unconditional surrender. Your territories will be taken under our control. We will install replacement governments to ensure that your citizens become part of the new future. Your borders are now our borders. Your people are our people. They will finally be fed and clothed and educated and healed. But for your privileged few, the moment that they feared is now upon them. Allow me to be crystal clear. If you fire a single shot at our territory, or harm a single one of our citizens, we will not hesitate to detonate further devices. You will not find them, though no doubt you are already searching for them. technology is decades ahead of yours. We will expect your complete acceptance of our terms by midnight tonight. Thank you.
I'm trying to think of what Jeremy would say if he were here now. He was always sceptical of advance. Then I suppose he was always sceptical about everything. It's part of what made him so frustrating to work with. And so brilliant. I'm not going to lie, Jeremy, I really wish you were here now. You'd know what to say. You'd know how to bring everyone together. And I don't think you'd be angry. I think you'd see that anger was the engine that brought us here. I think you'd want us to stop, to look around us at the people and things we're so very lucky to have, and to realise what a privilege it is just to be alive. I think you'd want us to spare a thought for those with loved ones who are aboard tonight. And I think you'd be worried about retaliation, but you wouldn't show it. You'd remind us that this country and its people endure. You'd remind us that despite the way you hated how it sounds, we are a team. And I think you'd ask us to go to our loved ones and be with them tonight. But I don't have the words that you have, Jeremy. None of us do. My name's Megan Wolf. Let's make tomorrow better.
And we're out.
He'd have loved it. Yeah, he would have done, your old bastard.
Oh, am I getting E now? Whatever. I think it's just because at the very end, but I couldn't start it off early enough, so it's whatever. Alright. I think that's what we're going to end it for today. Just want to go to sleep. I thank you so much, especially Chiboya. Thank you for coming back again. Thank you to Vic for coming in and saying hi. And again, you never have to apologize for not enjoying my content. I never care, right? I care that you're watching it. I don't care that you didn't enjoy it, you know. Bro, I made a video like 6 months ago on TikTok and it got like 300 views. I just checked and it has 28k. Good job, Chiboya. Everybody, round of applause for Chiboya. Soon to be TikTok star. Again, thank you to everyone who was watching, and bye-bye.